recording
a deadlift. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't a deadlift. It was an overhead press.
Overhead press.
And as she goes down, she goes, "Hey!"
Oh my god!
Like loud as shit. And like there's like 3 dudes in the back who just like stop and look at her. And then as she puts it on the rack, she goes, "Ah."
They got like insta boners for those guys.
Dude, it was funny as shit. Do we want to close the door so we're not hearing the rain?
Yeah. If you want to close the door, the
yeah,
window's open. So
that door open is like the star of some of our episodes.
Yeah,
you can hear the cars
just like
going
the
by.
Fucking cops pulling up.
Yeah.
At the perfect moment.
Right.
Alrighty, we're back together. It's been 3 fucking weeks, boys.
It has since we've been in
weeks.
person.
Yeah.
Feels like a whole COVID wait through. That's a good one.
Bang.
That's a weak one.
I
Dunkin' Donuts.
Hashtag ad. Back at our shit.
I'm just putting some quotables of how people are reacting to the Sony thing in the Discord.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, people are mad about Sony right now.
Just so we have like
a
a reference.
Yeah.
What the fuck is our chat?
I was playing Apex with Brett and Josh from Haptic, and like, I think it was on stream, and they were just like talking mad shit on Sony. Like, Sony fucking sucks. Sony's a piece of shit company. I'm not a Sony fanboy anymore. I'm like, I'm just like joining the voice chat in the middle of this. I'm like,
yeah,
that's what I was talking to you guys about in the last episode. It was like people are fucking hating Sony hard, and like it just came out of the blue.
Yeah.
Can we start something with something cool though right now?
Are we just going straight into news?
I just want to show you guys this for the meantime.
Start?
So I've been like rocking out to this.
Oh, the Mortal Kombat new theme song?
Is it bad I couldn't tell what that was for like a solid 30 seconds?
It's because it's like on the drop.
I only know because I listened to this when I saw the article.
I hate it. I'm sorry, I hate it.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It literally just sounded like someone took a bunch of metal trash cans and just rubbed them up against each other for the whole entire beginning bit.
Yeah.
There's like...
Yeah, but the build
trash
up
can combat.
The build up is trash, and honestly, I actually kind of like that beat drop though.
I still don't like it better than
No, the original. No.
Nothing can beat the OG. That's the problem. It's like,
There has been some dope remixes of the original though.
I don't know, man. You just gotta go with the OG though. That's coming out pretty soon though, right? That movie?
No,
End
on
of
the
month?
22nd.
Yeah. That got pushed back because of Kong and Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yo, that movie was good.
I didn't even
watch it in
watch it yet.
theaters,
I
or
keep
you
meaning to
watched
watch it.
I watched it online. The only part... Here's the thing. It's 80% good. The 20% that's bad is all of the human stuff, which they kind of somehow took the criticism of previous movies and took less human stuff and put it in there, which was oh so good. But the only human part that I thought was dope was, I forget what the hell his name is, but it's this dude, I think he was in, what was he in? I can't remember what other roles he's been in. 1 second. I gotta find his name, but he's pretty much plays this character that's like a conspiracy theorist about like why they're hiding Godzilla and why they're hiding Kong and what the company's doing and blah, blah, blah. And he sounds like Alex Jones pretty much, like the whole time. And let me see if I can find him real quick. Where's the cast? There's the cast. All right. Live action. Oh, you got to be kidding me. It just brought me to the HBO Max page. I just want to see the cast, dude.
Nope.
Nope.
They're not going to make it easier for
No
you.
cast.
All right, there it is. 1 second. Scrolling. Brian Tyree Henry.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is.
You'd recognize him if you saw him.
I'm about to say, I know the name.
He voiced Miles' dad in
Oh,
Into
yeah,
the
yeah,
Spider-Verse.
yeah.
Okay.
He is so fucking good.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah, he's
Atlanta.
great.
He's in...
Dude.
What other show?
You gotta watch this movie because of him. Like the monster fights in and of itself, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
He's dope in everything he's in.
Oh yeah. So, but it was a really fun time. Like the monster fights were 10 out of 10. The lore behind like the world
fight between
and
the
like
two.
like all the reasoning why they're fighting and like previous generations and whatnot was great. The only thing that really struggles is the human parts, but they very much did less than the first one, where it was like what I think it was Scarlet Witch and what's her name what's his name, Quicksilver, were like the couple in it.
Oh, the couple.
It was like Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen were like a married couple when Godzilla was attacking, but now they're not in it. Thank the fucking Lord.
Good.
But Millie Bobby Brown's in it, and my God, is she annoying the whole time.
Nah. I have a question because like the constant tribute between those movies when the first were released were like the constant like push and pull of like Japan versus United States and which was better, who was what. Did they leave, not to spoil it, but as usual with all the Kong and Godzilla movies, did they keep it where you don't know who technically won the fight?
How do I not spoil that?
Yeah, I don't even want to know that.
Like,
That is
all you have to say is yes or no.
That's spoiling it, though.
No, it's not.
It is. Because
No,
if I
yeah,
say
because
that
then you
someone
know that
won,
that's how it ends.
then someone won. But if I say no, that means that no one won, which is
Right.
in turn spoiling it.
But you're not spoiling it
But I am, though.
because nobody knows the true ending of who
But
won
but
But if you say
they did or not.
no one won, then now
Then
we
you
know
know
that
the
no
ending.
one won.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because in the original, the first Kong and Godzilla movie that they had it where the American cut of the movie actually had where Kong won the fight, but towards the end on the end credits they put it where they show Godzilla swimming away. In the Japanese cut of that same movie, Kong doesn't win, and Godzilla is shown swimming away. So they had to actually shoot the ending of the movie twice and switch it for both countries.
There is not
So.
an extended scene after the credits, I believe. And the fight has a thing that happens.
All right, cool.
But
I'm cool with that.
there's more to it than just who wins and who loses.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I just didn't want to just end it like where the movie ends up being a
no.
a runoff of the same constant trope of like who wins.
this completely goes off of like what Godzilla was in the past, which was like, and this is what Godzilla has always been, is just pretty much humans meddling in nature and their cause, which ends up leading back to their downfall, which is the constant
the
theme of
constant
like, you know,
theme, yeah.
using nuclear weapons, and then that causes this giant monster to attack and kill humans. But what do we do to kill it? We use nukes again, but that just makes it stronger, and now more humans get killed. Blah blah blah. Humans are the parasites of the planet, pretty much. It kind of echoes that a little bit, but like the humans in this are very minuscule to the point where it's like they don't matter. Like if you watch the trailer of like when they are fighting in like, I think they're fighting Tokyo with the scenes that are in the trailer, they're literally just destroying buildings and killing millions of people, just chilling. Like I'm gonna spoil one thing that is just cool as hell that happens. Spoiler alert. Kong gets his shoulder displaced, like it's out of its socket. This man literally uses a building to put his shoulder back in its socket, which is fucking dope. First of all,
That's
Kong?
crazy.
this is
Yeah.
Kong. Like
Come
he
on,
literally
Kong,
just
you need
puts
a
his
spotter
arm
when you
back
lift,
in and just
bro.
goes bop and just pops it back in, but it destroys the building. So thousands of people are dead from him just putting his fucking shoulder back in.
God.
And I love it because they don't care about those people. Which the only problem that I was talking to the guys about this is like the human characters that quote unquote matter just miraculously survive the whole time.
Right.
When like there's like this giant monster fight going on with Godzilla just like vomiting atomic breath everywhere. These motherfuckers are just like casually in the perfect spot to never get hit. I'm like, I understand it because like storytelling,
Movies.
but like, come on, man. Like,
Oh my
there
god.
are so many people dying. You're telling me Millie Bobby Brown is just in the perfect spot that Godzilla's not gonna accidentally hit her?
Yes.
Bullshit.
That's funny.
But it was a good time.
That's good.
And
I
Mortal
get
Kombat
it,
looks
yeah.
fun too.
I think I'll watch it. Maybe I'll watch it online and not go to the theaters because
Yeah, don't go to
COVID
the theaters.
still.
Fuck going to theaters right now, dude. It's not worth it. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a movie that comes out for a while that I want to go to see in the theaters.
Yeah.
They're spoiling people with this instant HBO Max online shit because
Yeah.
it's ruining my desire for a movie theater.
Yeah.
Now, there's going to be movies like I really want to see this on a big screen,
Yeah.
but
I mean, they'll take it away once like everything's cleared up and like we can.
will they?
I think they will.
I think they're
I
seeing
mean, there's
so
contracts
much.
that have been broken already so far with Universal Studios and
Yeah.
AMC and Regal
could see them
Cinemas
doing
having issues with them.
And then
So it's
like, and I guess we should.
Those are big contracts to
we
have
could
to
save
put back
this for
together and
news,
like
but
deal.
we're talking about it now. But the whole Netflix Sony thing now.
Yeah.
Every
That's
Sony
big.
like theatrical release is going to come to Netflix.
Yeah.
So like all the Spider-Man movies is going straight to Netflix.
Disney's just sitting there going, well, "Yo, what was me?"
Yeah.
So it's like it's getting to a point now where it's like, oh man, everybody's going to be gearing up for their living room
Yeah.
and not
I mean,
the theater.
it's one of those things where it's like I love the theater, but at the
Me
same
too.
time, like I could see them in the future taking it away. But right now, they just really need to make money off of this shit. So this is the only way they can. So
do
they
it.
need to capitalize on it while they can.
Yeah.
Because they've already lost so much money from movie theaters being closed.
Yeah.
And like,
Not only that, movie theaters are getting attacked with the whole like Reddit, what you call it, like concept of marketing, because they're using AMC stocks and using GameStop stocks and Regal Cinema stocks to play their game.
true.
So they keep buying low, selling high, fucking over the rich man. But in reality, these companies are taking a hit as well. So if this continues, those three stocks are gonna die out.
To be fair, I feel like the not to like monopolize movie theaters, but I feel like the only movie theater that I go to anymore is AMC, because Regal has really taken a shit
Yeah.
in recent years. Like the only Regal that I've been to has been at the same mall that's been dead for like years. And like I went there one time, I think, with like a buddy, and I was like, oh my god, this place fucking sucks. Like when I was a kid, it used to be the shit. And now I only go to AMC. Like I got the A-list thing where it's like you get like the 3 movies per week. Like, you know, you pay X amount a month. Like any movie type. I'm like, dude, why the fuck would I ever go to Regal? You know?
Honestly, we've been primarily AMC too.
Yeah, they just have a better
Setup, yeah.
thing going on. Then there's also like Movie Tavern as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows that, but like you like go there and like put in like a food order and like
Yeah.
you get like
Just
their
sit and
food's
watch.
good.
I'm about to say they got some
I
pretty
hear
good
the
food.
food's good.
It's
I
expensive
haven't
as
been
fuck,
there
but
yet.
it's good. Like if you got a hot date, you know, you take them to Movie Tavern. Ooh, baby,
I've done it.
I've never been there. I haven't
it's a
been
good time. They have, I think there was like these chicken sliders that I got one time.
With the chicken strips.
Yeah, man, with the chicken strips. But yeah, dude, it was good. But yeah, movies are sad right now. But
Yeah.
I could definitely see once like everything's cleared up, like everyone's vaccinated, COVID. There's not many strains that are like going off
Popping
in
up
different
crazy,
directions,
yeah.
and like people are just, quote unquote immune from it.
Right.
And they'll just be like, okay, we're not doing the HBO Max thing anymore, or we're doing it, but you have to pay
Right.
like the Disney Plus thing, where
Yeah.
it's like when Mulan came out, you paid X amount and you got to watch it. But
At that
HBO
point,
Max isn't even doing that.
no.
No.
Which is
They're
the
just-
That's what
thing.
makes it hard
yeah.
Yeah. To be fair though, like,
for the
I'm
common person.
Yeah,
Like, you
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
even paying for HBO Max. To be fair, my buddy has this thing that we do where it's called SlickTube. We use an app that like upload.
I know
It's
some
totally
of those.
legal.
I know some of those.
Yeah. So pretty much we have
Schlick
this whole
too?
entire movie server. We have our own Netflix, pretty much,
Nice.
as friends, and like we all just pay this man to like host a server of movies and shit. And like we just get like the new movies there. That's where I watched Kong versus Godzilla. It's a good time. But
dope.
I don't know. I feel like movie theaters are going to end up slowly dying out because like even the funny part about movie theaters is that they don't make money off of like the ticket sales at all. Like they don't get any of that. They only get money from the concessions.
Oh, that's why everything in the concession is $1 million.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why people are like, "Oh, why is it always so much money?" It's like that's how they make their money.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
Like,
the
they
only
don't
thing they make the money on.
they don't make money off the tickets. Like if they do, it's like the smallest percentage, and it's only enough to barely keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And that's true because they have to buy all those like tapes and everything, and it's mostly to upkeep the contract.
That's why they're at the counter like, we prefer you buy the large popcorn.
Yeah.
Oh, I do, man. I buy the tin ones, like the
tin
metal
ones.
ones. Those collector's ones, those are nice.
I think I only have one. It's like the Star Wars one when that new trilogy came out.
I did the 2 from the last trilogy, the last movie of the trilogy, because I think I got the light side one and had like Rey and shit, and I was like, no offense, I don't like Rey personally, just because I feel like she's like a worse version of Ahsoka. If you Star Wars fans are out there, and
Yes.
shut the fuck up. We know you're not. But and then I got the dark side one, and that one was dope.
Yeah.
Because it had Kylo Ren and all the Knights of Ren on it, which was sad because the Knights of Ren were only in that movie for like 20 minutes
Still
less
haven't
than
watched
that,
the
and
movie.
then died. You need to watch the fucking
I
last
still
movie.
haven't watched the last movie.
You gotta
you're
watch that
reaching-
last movie, Nico, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You don't. It doesn't matter if you watch it, because I can say things that are like, "Oh, this person does this," and you won't remember.
and I'll be
that.
like, I was there.
I was like,
I know.
Yeah, but you'll remember it if I
know.
say it, and that's the sad part. But like, dude, there's some good moments in that last movie. Even though that trilogy really fucked itself in the ass after that second movie, when they were like, "Hey, Poe and Finn, fuck them."
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they did. It was sad how they started to throw away characters that they should have focused on.
yeah, there were some good ass characters, man, and they just said, "Buggy you," and then we cried.
Yep.
I did at least. But yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, that was our movie segment
Yeah, right?
of
Yeah.
watching movies and
listen,
what
man,
we'll
this
do.
is a video game podcast where we talk about nerdy shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We should watch Mortal Kombat together though.
Yeah.
Should get together and do something.
That'd be cool.
At
Do,
least
like, a
even
watch
hang,
along.
even just hang out or watch along.
That movie comes out on my birthday.
Yeah, it
Nice.
does. 27.
birthday-
When they
Next
pushed it up,
week.
I was like, oh shit.
No, it doesn't come out on the 22nd anymore. does it?
23rd.
The 23rd. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Dude,
Yeah. All right. Cool.
we
Then
gotta
we'll do
record
something
the
like that. We'll
podcast
do
next
something.
week on my birthday. Next Sunday, boys.
Listen,
the
man.
Lord's Day.
The 19th.
Listen, man, if you want that day off, we can record it at a different time.
I don't do anything on my birthday. See,
You might. I don't know.
now, birthdays, in my opinion, are stupid. And here's why. Welcome to my TED Talk.
If I say go on.
you just-
Birthdays are stupid because I didn't do anything.
You have some daggers
Like your
staring
whole
at
life?
you?
No, like, I didn't do anything on my birthday.
Like-
I didn't do shit.
I mean, coming
Yeah.
up your entire life, you didn't do anything on your birthday?
No, I'm saying on the day of my birth, I didn't do anything
You were
except for
born.
exist. My mother did everything. I didn't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I celebrated for her accomplishment?
You were celebrated when you were born, though, too.
I know, but it's not my accomplishment.
You were born.
I understand that's nothing to do with me. Though.
I understand you
I
didn't
get,
control your
I
own
get
birth.
the great
I get
feminist
that.
side of the thing.
It's not a
of your
feminist
argument.
thing. It has nothing to do
Because
with
you're-
feminist.
you're-
I didn't
because
do
you're-
shit. I just was like, and then I
Well.
just shit everywhere.
No,
Like,
I mean you did something.
If you came out of your mother and made that noise and shit everywhere, yeah, we shouldn't celebrate you. That's
yeah, I know.
Scary.
That's my point. But that's my opinion of birthdays. I
He's
feel
a
like they're just
healthy
strange.
baby.
Yeah, dude, just
Throw
fountain
the
of
baby
shit.
away.
Yeah.
He's possessed.
I can just see your father be like, "That's not my. No, that's trash. Just throw that in the
He doesn't
trash."
reflect me at all.
I turned into the Las Vegas fountains, boy, just like shit. It's like the Rugrats movie with the piss scene. I'm just singing a musical and I'm just shitting, flying around and shit.
This baby's either possessed or the most talented child we've ever seen.
They have 16
Just
nurses
singing
in
memories
SWAT.
while spinning in circles with shit.
They had 16 nurses in riot shields and SWAT out here going, take care of this
Take
kid.
him out! Take him out!
Detain it. Fast forward. Birthdays aren't popular. Birthdays aren't important.
It's not that they aren't important. It's just I find it funny because it's like I don't know. Like I really didn't do anything. You know, like it's just not. It's not. There's no reason to celebrate me when I didn't accomplish anything on that day.
We're celebrating your life.
Yeah.
Sure,
The fact that you woke up that
You
day.
could not be here.
true.
Yeah.
I could be in bed right now.
You know the fuck.
Roll the intro.
Oh, man.
What
We're
was
gonna come
what
on
was
here.
The salty turnaround for.
That's because of me. I feel the same way about
Yeah,
birthdays.
I didn't do anything. I understand that it's more of a celebration of that person's life, but it's like
The thing is, her father feels the same way as well.
it makes sense though if you think about
No,
it.
no, no. I get it. But at the same point in time, it's like now you have something to celebrate.
Sure, maybe not really though.
Yeah, you do. You're alive. You have friends who want to celebrate you.
Right.
Why don't you give it to us then?
But it's about me on my birthday.
Oh!
That goes completely against it.
But it's my turns have tables.
That was a joke.
No, no.
Okay,
I
just-
get it.
We know how
Okay.
jokes work.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you know
How
jokes
the
and
turns
things.
have tabled. That's something.
That's good. Alrighty.
All right.
We're going to record the show on his birthday and be like, all right, save before quitting. It's a regular day where nothing
Yeah,
important
welcome
to
happened.
Sunday.
And then
Right.
the door knob,
Yeah,
and
right.
just everybody
It's just Jorgen.
Whoa.
It's just Jorgen coming in, kicking you in the chest.
Hell yeah. Sounds good.
Can we get Roman Reigns?
No, I don't like
Yeah, you
Roman
would
Reigns.
want Roman Reigns.
WrestleMania's tonight, and he's fighting Edge. Remember Edge?
Just
On this day.
yeah, just send me some like video.
Oh,
of my man. Oh, just my
no,
man.
he's good.
Okay.
So everybody knows now that
He's
it's
shirtless.
Sunday
That's his
that we're
thing.
recording this.
I don't know if you
Because
know
it's
that.
at
That's his
WrestleMania.
updated thing. He doesn't
All
wear
right,
the
so
bulletproof
whose
vest
turn is it?
anymore.
Yours.
Yeah,
Is it me?
it's you. Yeah,
It's you.
All right, it's cool.
because him, me, and then bada boom.
It's my catchphrase.
Bada
Bada,
boom.
boom.
Bottom.
Save before quitting. Bada boom. That's how you know it's us.
Hashtag ad.
Hashtag. Who's the ad? Like bada boom? What is that?
Bada boom. It's probably
Bada
an energy
boom,
drink
bada
somewhere.
bing.
Probably somewhere.
Somebody tell me.
Tell me that's not an energy drink, and I would not believe you. You ever had a bada
I mean,
boom?
you got a bada bang.
Yeah, I have a bada bang, but you don't. A bada boom
You have
is
a
like
bang.
a bada boom
I don't
is
see
probably
bada
like an,
anywhere on this
Well, you
can.
bought. Yeah, bada boom.
I bought a bang.
Bada bang.
Y'all are twisting it. It was bada boom, then bada bang.
See, this
then
is what
bada
we
bang.
need each week.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Bada bang.
Fuck
Yeah.
Zoom, bro.
Yeah.
Why do I pay those motherfuckers?
Yo, speaking of, let's start the show. Because fucking, that's a whole other conversation that I'm going to bring up on the show
All right.
after we started.
Let's
up.
go.
All right, well, roll it.
Bada boom, bada bang. Let's do this thing. Let these bells ring. What rounds with rang?
Dang.
I'm drinking tang.
Damn.
This song I
Booty
sang.
tang.
It's so good. Booty tang.
That's enough. All right.
Let's do this thing. That was
Level
the
up.
whitest thing.
What?
That was the whitest thing I've ever said.
What did you say?
So let's do this thing.
You stopped me mid.
I'm sorry, I couldn't. I was just like, I
No,
regret
it had
my
to be
life.
addressed. It had to be addressed.
I saw the little geometry just shit coming out your forehead.
I was like, man, I should never say that again.
No,
Sorry.
you're good. I appreciated it.
Oh, fuck. Do it.
Spoiler alert, as always, Chris is white. Let's
As
go.
always.
Who knows what it'll be next week on his birthday?
Take me out in the sun, I'll be a little bit pink. Let's go.
Unimportant pink man's birthday next week. This is going to be the whole show. We're not going to talk about video games once. We're just going to keep fucking around. The whole show is an intro for an hour. And I'm fine with that. Fuck y'all listening for game talk.
Wham.
I don't mean that. I'm not cutting any of this. This is all in the show.
Okay.
This is how, yeah, this was, we can definitely never go back to Zoom now.
Yeah, Zoom fucking sucks.
Oh, man. Okay.
Well, I can't say that because of what we're,
Yeah,
all right,
'cause we're still
we'll talk
doing.
about it.
Oh, man.
Is it time to
Chris has already made us like, Zoom sucks and we can
Yeah.
never affiliate with Zoom. He comes here every week and says, IGN fucking terrible. We can never affiliate with them.
blows, dude. We're throwing
But
so
that would
many.
be the time where they'd be like, "Hey, you want us to sponsor you?" That I'd be like, "Yes," and they're like, "Well, never mind. We heard that we sucked 300
they'll
times."
be like episode 10, be like, well, you said this isn't account.
Listen, IGN, at the end of the day, y'all fucking suck. All right, moving on.
That I might cut.
Alright.
Well, what's the point? We've said it before. Anyway,
They got me feeling away, man. All right.
Alright.
level up gamers. Welcome back to Save Before Quitting. I'm Ant.
Oh, I'm Chris. Sorry, I was looking
And I'm
away.
Nico.
Welcome everybody, NGPs alike, listeners, viewers, however you're digesting this. Welcome. As always, save letter B number 4 quitting on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch.
That's it.
That is it. Save Before Quitting, all the way spelled out, at gmail.com if you would like to contact us with questions, comments, insults,
General
stories.
attacks of character, you know.
Yeah, anything.
We have a couple this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Hell
do.
yeah.
We do.
Couple. Please do so on any of those platforms we just said. And also like and rate us on Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
That would help us a lot. It helps us with the searchability.
Yes, we are trying to get to 100 before the end of the year, if possible. You can rate us multiple times. Do it 100 times.
Right.
Yeah.
Each time saying one word in each review.
Yes, and the only acceptable rating is 5 stars. Nothing else will be counted, so please, 5 stars.
If not, we'll send the ninjas after you guys.
Right.
We just own ninjas in our back pocket.
We got them waiting. Ninjas. And yeah, you just leave a comment. You could leave a 1-letter comment. Just leave a comment
Sounds good.
on
to me.
Apple.
Yeah.
And anywhere else that allows you to. SoundCloud does, so leave it there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
YouTube. I guess we'll start where we always start.
Yeah.
What we been playing?
What are we playing?
What have we played this week? We gotta get a jingle.
A little
for that.
jingle for it.
I
We
feel
need
like that'd be
jingles
cool.
throughout.
Yeah, like jingles for each segment. Like that'd be cool.
played shit this week.
There needs to be a jingle specifically for when no one has played anything.
Yeah, that's it. I just did
We
it.
didn't play shit
this
It's like the mail time from
Yeah.
Blue's Clues.
It's an ad lib. At the end, it's just an ad lib like, we ain't play shit.
Do like some acapella shit.
Well, what did you play, Chris?
What did I play?
Yeah, you usually have the longest list.
Yes, you know, because got nothing better to do.
Right.
I live a sad existence.
That's why we don't celebrate you on your birthday.
Yeah, right. So
We're back.
Yeah,
we are.
We're back in full force. Fuck yeah.
There we go.
Last week we did not know how to do it anymore.
Yeah. So I played Breath of the Wild again. I have successfully gotten all 4 of the Beast Johns on my side. They're all
Nice.
shooting their lasers at Hyrule Tower. I was playing before I left. I'm just doing side quests now because I don't know if the game ends after you beat Ganon. I don't really know. Or if it's like one of those things where it's like you beat Ganon and then it takes you back to your previous save before you beat Ganon, which I don't like when games do that. So
I think
I'm
it's
just
that one.
I think it's that one. Yeah.
don't like it. So I'm just gonna do all side quests and then I'm gonna do it because I like the side quests. They're fun. I just did the one where I took pictures of all the Leviathan bones.
Wait. It will save all the stuff you do, though. It's not
I
like...
know. I just don't want to I don't want to live in a world where I've beaten Ganon
In a world.
and then I technically haven't.
I
still.
got you.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that
For
shit.
yourself. For yourself type.
Because then it'd be cool if like when you beat Ganon, the whole castle was just cleared up and you could just explore the castle for like fun, you know, like
Yeah.
lore and whatnot. But no, I assume since you're confirming it, it's not that way. I'm just gonna finish all the. I still don't
Yeah.
even have the fucking shield yet. I don't even know how to get the shield.
Have you gone
You're
in the
gonna get all
castle?
the poorer things.
I went in the castle once for the picture
Isn't it
that you have to take from her
the dude,
observatory.
the dude in the forest gives it to
No.
you, doesn't it?
No.
The forest, you get the sword.
Yeah, the forest
the
is
sword,
just a
okay.
sword.
If you go in that castle, you'll find... I went into that castle with no intention to fight Ganon before I fought him, just to, like, loot. Because it's all just mad strong shit and
Oh,
shields.
I didn't even
and-
know that.
So walk around in there for a while. I think you can uncover it in there.
And that's the same as the Master Sword, where it's like it just is always there. It doesn't break, right? It loses energy though, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
their way of breaking it.
I hate that. Dude.
Me too. I don't like it. That has
don't-
never been a thing in Zelda where the Master
Yeah.
Sword
Dude,
can
the-
lose power.
The worst part about it to me is when you lose the energy of the sword, and then it's not in your hotbar to select anymore.
Yeah.
But your inventory is still full. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like at least have it there grayed out. With like the you know, like how with the like the power ups you get, how it like powers up slowly and colors it back. Why don't you do that with the Master Sword?
Yeah, it should definitely have a cooldown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like at least show me how long it takes for me to get the damn sword back. Like I've been running around in the snow for like fucking an hour now, and my sword still hasn't recharged. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
But that's fun. I'm having fun with it. I don't know why, Ben, but like I don't think it's the best game ever. Still, like
That's
people are
valid.
saying, like it's one of the best games. Like like people shell this game out. Like it's great compared to when I started, but like. I don't know. I had a better time with Mario.
Well, like we said, like we mentioned before, it's like you can't get. Unfortunately, this game wasn't made for people who've never played a Zelda game
Yeah.
before. Or that's the unfortunate part about this game.
Well, even taking
So
that
it's
out of
like-
it, like I still don't think it's the greatest game ever made.
I think it's
Some
the
people just
greatest
hold it
game.
high.
It's people who call it the greatest game ever made are people who are like deep Zelda.
Zelda,
nerds.
yeah.
Now I played all the Zeldas, but and if we're comparing it to Zelda games,
It's the
it is
greatest Zelda,
definitely up there.
Yeah.
There's always an argument, but I would not be mad at someone saying this is one of the greatest Zelda, games
game.
ever
Yeah.
made.
Zelda games,
I would
yeah,
I would agree with that, but like I've also never played any others, but obviously it has to be the greatest of them all because it's
Right.
the only one that makes sense to be the greatest of them all.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have your Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask probably that are in that argument,
Right.
but it's
Which I
like
think respectfully is your greatest and mine, right?
Hmm?
Because you're like Ocarina of Time. It's like your top
Ocarina
tier
of
one.
Time is critically has already been called like one of the best games of all time.
No,
Now,
but I
don't
mean
think-
yours specifically.
I know, and that's what I'm getting to. Like, I think time hasn't. This is going to lead me to another conversation. But my, if we're talking about the greatest unbiasedly, I mean, Breath of the Wild is probably the greatest Zelda game ever made. If we're talking about my favorite Zelda game of all time, it's probably Link to the Past for Super Nintendo.
No, okay. See, because mine are like in the same like perspective with yours. Unfortunately, I still don't put Breath of the Wild as the greatest Zelda game. I still choose
and you haven't
Ocarina
even
of
played
Time.
it yet, which is crazy.
Right, but just with the stuff that I've absorbed like through fandom and people who
I know.
played
it's
it
just-
and everything,
I just can't
it's like,
understand how you haven't played it and I have.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like
But
I'm
it-
a fucking like Nintendo virgin over here,
Well,
and you're just like, yeah, me and Nintendo go way back. Like, bro,
like right now, arguably, like I say, like Ocarina of Time still for me is like above Breath of the Wild. But my favorite, like without a doubt, is always Wind Waker. Like for whatever
And I
reason,
respect that one too, 'cause that's the one
Waker
that's in the argument.
Yeah,
I think Wind Waker edges Majora's Mask.
Yeah,
I think the
absolutely.
three unbiasedly best Zelda games is Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, and Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, yeah. It's just because of the fact like Wind Waker threw in such a curveball to the story, gameplay, and even just it shook the Zelda fandom because they were like, we didn't expect the art style to change, the gameplay changed quite a bit, and they had this like in-depth story that they just didn't think of because of how the line ended with the storylines and how they ended up splitting into three. It put Wind Waker in this spot where people didn't know if this was the true story, if this was the story that was going to be continued on, or if this was the story that happened. So it put it in this spot where people were trying to figure out in what storyline it fit. And then, later, once the other games came out, arguably, it kept the Kid Zelda storyline, and people were like, oh, okay, this is this storyline. But
I
it took
respect
so
it.
long because the fandom were like, this is the Zelda we're going to be playing next, because after that, we ended up getting, like, Skyward Sword and all of them. We still kept the adult Link playing, but they were like, but what about Skyward Sword? Like, everybody just kept thinking of, like, what happened with that Zelda? What happened
think-
with this timeline, you know?
I think I respect Wind Waker. I mean, it plays amazingly. It plays like one of the best Zelda games of all time. But I respect it even more because they made you love it. When it was revealed, people hated it. It was like the most, like, people were shitting on it all over the internet, everything. Like, how could you do this? Because when GameCube came out, they teased like the tech demo of this super mature Zelda, like a natural evolution of Ocarina of Time, and that's what you wanted, the dark timeline, adult Zelda. Like, it was craziness. And then when they revealed what the next Zelda was, it was that. Everybody was like, the
People
fuck
were
is this?
pissed.
This cel-shaded little Zelda. Like, people were angry until it came out.
Yeah.
And people were like, this is one of the greatest Zelda games ever.
Do you think we get a remaster of that this year with the whole?
I think we did already once, didn't we?
We got it for Wii U.
Yeah.
Do you think we get it again with like
I
the
think
whole
that-
anniversary?
I think,
The anniversary is
they-
coming up too, right?
It's
Isn't
this
it?
coming
yeah,
year.
it's this year. I think we get it standalone.
Yeah.
I think-
So not
maybe.
in like a collection. Like
No,
the 3D
I think the
All-Stars?
collection is probably going to be the 64 games, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, and maybe Twilight Princess.
Yeah. You know what I would really love? I would love if they had done like the Mario 3D All Stars, where they had like the 3D Mario games that came out in that perspective. But since Zelda has this notorious thing of having 3 timelines, I would have loved for them to actually put the timeline boxes as collections, because in that way, anyone who hasn't played a Zelda or hasn't had the opportunity to play it, like Chris, like they could at least be like, all right, what timeline do I want to experience, and still know the story that's going on without the confusion of
cool.
like what's going on. It's like you can
dig
have the
that.
3 timelines separate in bundle boxes.
That's also money.
And
right
it's
there.
marketing, because you're releasing almost 9 different games in 3 different boxes, cutting down the price of production, making them all remastered, and then slapping them on a system that you're already making money off
True.
of.
You could do so many like different package variants for that too.
Yeah.
Which would be insane.
And
Like box merch. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I agree, but the reason they won't do that is because Nintendo likes money, so they're gonna find a way
To
to
monetize
break
it more than that.
Right? Like
Yeah.
the reason I picked the ones that I think are gonna come in that collection is because they've already remastered these 3 games. They already remastered Wind Waker, but I think that Nintendo knows what's high priority on people's Zelda list. So they can give you Ocarina, Majora, and Twilight Princess because, like, all right, these were remastered, and we've already remastered 2 of these games on 3DS, so they can just give you those again.
Yeah.
They know Wind Waker is high on people's list, and they
absolutely.
know they can separate that and charge you full price again to play it.
And they were trying to attempt to do that with freaking like Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword
And it
because
was-
they're like, oh, we have this whole motion thing, and we can sell another propriety like piece or hardware that we can sell for the sword and the bullshit. And
How many
it's
are
like,
there total? Like, if you had to, like, what's the number total of like Zelda games that you could see being not necessarily remastered, but just brought over to the Switch? Is it like above 10? Do you think?
No.
I think total games. I think there's 13 games.
That
in
can
total.
be, well, you talking about what can be on this collection?
That you could like see them like re-releasing and like putting it as their own game. Because like I'm thinking,
So
if-
not part of the bundle, like a standalone.
So like if they did a standalone thing, I'm thinking in the sense of like if they want to do it that way and make money, how could they make that interesting, right? So Pokemon is doing this thing right now that my brother was really a big fan of, where they release this binder, and it's like this like big binder for like they make these jumbo cards now. And what they're doing is every month of the year, or like I don't know if it's month or season or whatever, they're releasing this jumbo Pokemon card pack, and it has 3 cards in it of the starters from each game.
Okay.
And you fill the binder throughout
But it's like the
year.
huge ass binder. Yeah.
That's
And
smart.
you fill it with the starters, and I think each of the packs comes with like 2 actual Pokemon card packs too. So you're not just getting the jumbo cards to fill your binder; you're also getting a couple packs. If they were to do that with Zelda, it'd be cool to see if like on the spine of the box, if like you line
an
all of them up,
art.
it's like an art piece. That would sell, I think, make the most sense for them. But I'm trying to
Absolutely.
think how many they would have to do for that to like make sense spatially, you know? Even if it was just like they made bigger boxes, you know what I mean? Like like take like a normal Switch case and like multiply that by 3 and then just put like a portion
Like
of
a
the
portion
art
of
on
the
it
art, yeah.
and then put, I don't know, like some fucking shitty keychain in there or something that
But
like
see, this
that
is
could work. Dude.
it could work, and I would hope they do something like that
Yeah.
because I think they
Hire
did
us Nintendo.
exactly. I think they did Mario dirty in that aspect, or the people who love Mario, because it's like this 3D collection that you put out should have been treated. It should have been given way more energy than it was. Even the way it was revealed was like, here's Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy on this case.
Yeah.
It was like, well, where's
Do
the
more,
the
yeah.
gravity of it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was just like, here, it was almost like, we know you heard the leaks, here it is, take it.
Yeah.
It was like, well, we wanted to be surprised.
I think the
even if
fact-
we knew, you should be giving it to me in a way where it's like, I mean, I knew it was coming, but this is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the packaging marketing for Nintendo has actually really dropped a lot. Like they used to have a lot of nuances like that. Like if you look at a lot of like either Nintendo DS or like the old, like the previous games that were coming out for the Switch, if you look at them, most of them had a second cover art.
I dig that.
Like if you had Pokken Tournament, you can open the case completely, pull the little paper, and then flip it, and he actually had a different art.
That's smart.
Smash Brothers did the same thing, and those sort of things started dying out. There's nothing. If you look at all the new games, like Pokemon Sword and Shield, don't have that.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like they're no longer trying to create like toys with their games like they used to. Like I remember when Legend of Zelda 4 Swords came out, they had the 4 Sword keychains that you could actually go once you bought the game, you can get it at GameStops. And it was huge. A lot of people
Yeah.
had those swords. And it's not just 4, you had 8 in total because at the time you could play 4 and each one will have a different variant. For when they charge up the sword, it was a negative color version of the actual sword. So it was dope because you can get like a regular red one or a regular green one, or you can get the blue one, but then you can get the negative variant of that
Dude, you know it'd be
keychain.
cool if they did pins. And
Yeah.
like it I don't know
They
if
did
I've
that with
seen
Mario,
They did
but
that
it
with
wasn't
Mario,
part of
I would like to
game
see
collection.
them do like say they do like the multiple games released throughout the year thing. Like say they steal Pokemon's model, right? Because I mean they can. They're Nintendo. Fuck it, right? So they take that idea of like putting out every single Zelda game over the course of like a year or something. and in each of those you get a pin that's like a tiny piece of like a bigger picture, like the shield or something, or like the Triforce.
The Triforce, yeah.
So like make like a little like dinky piece that comes with the first game, and then you collect all of them all together, and then you can put all of these pins together to form the shield, and like this like amalgamation of like 20 some odd pins.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like an idea we should just do.
Yeah,
That's a good
like, cool.
idea.
Just like really, because then if you think about it, we're not infringing on anything because the individual pins aren't anything specific. It's just a shape with a color.
Oh man, you're gonna make me make all this shit, aren't you?
I can make the design and just cut it up because all you're doing is making a puzzle at that point. The only problem is if we were just be like, here's the shield, go fuck yourselves, you know? But if we did that, I'm thinking now, would you guys be interested in that? Like a pin collection of Save Before Quitting, and we do different games that are like items?
Why not?
Yeah,
That'd be dope.
And all of our listeners out there, send us an emails and see how crazy would you guys go if we created this project specifically for you guys.
I dig that too because it would be something that'd be pretty neat to do. I'm trying to think of like how many would be into like one like full picture though, because like technically you're breaking it apart, you're not technically breaking any infringement laws until it's put together. It's not put together.
You can use
a nice little loophole right there.
Yeah.
You can use the Wind Waker. Wind Waker had that, where you had to find the shards of each triangle and then put the triangles together for the Triforce.
Yeah, I remember that.
Each shard had, I think, three pieces or 6 pieces.
We're gonna do that like
I remember
like
that.
Pokemon, Mario. Like there's endless possibilities. For
that would be fun.
Like just do like different little video game theme stuff that's like just slightly away from the actual artwork, where we can just just sprinkle that in. Yeah. Maybe that'll be a little tier on our maybe coming soon way to support us monthly.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
That's been a thing for a while that we just haven't done. But yes, that's a good idea.
All right, but just reel it in.
Sorry, other than that, I have played Apex this week.
What else have you played?
I've played Apex because obviously I had the best fucking game of my life the other day.
And you didn't record any of it.
I didn't record it, but let me tell you, that day I had a bad day. But it was a good day, if that makes sense. So like I woke up that morning and I was just, you know those mornings you wake up and you choose violence?
Yes.
Yeah.
5 days a
so
week.
Like it's called Wednesday, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I legitimately I woke up on the wrong side of the bed that morning and I was just in a mood, and then like some shit happened at work that made me even more in a mood, and it just kept like riling me up. And then the dudes from Haptic messaged me like, "Yo, we playing Apex tonight?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm fucking pissed. Let's go."
Oh, damn.
And then it was even funnier because on the way home, no, it was Tuesday that day that it happened, because I remember this. So me and CLD, a NGP of, claim to fame, we love it, our CLD. We are action figure connoisseurs. And every day for the past 3 weeks, I've been going to Walmart looking for NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-packs.
Y'all both have been going nuts for that.
Yeah. And they just never show up because like other states are getting like insane amounts of them. And on Monday night, I was texting my brother like, "Yo, I want to work out today. Like, we have like a rack in our backyard, and like, we're gonna start working out." Turns out the weights that were supposed to go on the rack weren't for the rack, and they were for like the stupid pull down thing that's broken. So we're like, "Okay, well we can't work out, whatever." I skipped Walmart that day on Monday. I go Tuesday. Tell me how I see the fucking boxes that hold the 2-packs on the shelf, and there's 1 2-pack left, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" So I go fucking beeline for it.
Right.
And this man takes it in front of me.
A man?
This man, listen, motherfucker, don't bring it up.
I was just gonna say, I was like, did you not give him the 1-2 Chris Brown?
Oh no, like I'm not gonna.
You did with kids.
Listen,
there it is.
There it is. Every episode. But no, like, I was just like, fuck, and I'm like, god damn it. I'm like, whatever, it's no big deal. Like, and then this guy says to my face, "Oh yeah, I already have all 4 tutorials, so I'm just gonna sell this for like triple the price." And I'm like,
I know you wanted to.
I wanted to murder that.
It's when you meet.
That's
scalpers.
the day you choose violence.
That's the day.
That was the same day that I chose violence. That was
okay.
the problem. That was where it came from. So that on top of the bad day at work, on top of choosing violence in the morning, I was like, fuck it. We're playing fucking Apex tonight. Let me explain to you the damage that was dealt by us. So on the left, my boy Captain Ketosis, Josh from Haptic Intel, he got 8 motherfucking kills, 4 assists, and 7 knocks with 1,191 damage. Insane amount of damage.
That's a good game.
Then me, I got 5 kills, 3 assists, and 2 knocks with 1,900 damage.
Shut up.
Yeah. And then Brett from Haptic Intel gets 4 kills, 10 assists, and 3 knocks with 1,600 damage. We ended the game winning.
Well,
Number
you
one,
better been at that
with
point.
17 fucking kills. The best game that we have ever played as a unit.
Oh my god.
And I was like, we just gotta play with rage. That's how it is.
That is
it.
how it is.
Yeah, so that was the time, and then
But
we
you have to
streamed the
go-
next
you-
day, and we lost every fucking game.
Well, you have to go in with rage. You can't just like rage in the middle of the game. That's
dude,
a problem.
The
That's
best
probably
part
the
about
math
that,
there.
I was using the wingman the whole time. I didn't have a second gun.
Isn't that a joke gun too?
No, it's a great gun
is
if
it?
you can aim. I can't aim, but I did 1,900 fucking damage.
The
with
rage
that
was
shit.
aiming for you.
Yeah.
Dude, there was one shot that I hit. Both of those two motherfuckers were down, and we were on like this incline, and I'm Octane, so I have the jump pad. I yeet my jump pad, and I'm like a smidge of health. Like, you could sneeze on me, and I'd die. And I literally hit my jump pad, double jump in the air, aim down set with my wingman, and there's one person left on their team, and he's just running up to go thirst Josh, and I go, BAP! In honor of Josh, who bops everyone in Resident Evil during their gameplay. And let me tell you, I fucking hit this boy with the fucking slickest headshot of my life. Let me tell you. And I fucking was... I was in a mode. I was in a fucking mode, dude.
We got to make you angry more often.
Yeah, right?
Dude, let me tell I was feeling myself. And it was a time. And it was a good time. But, yeah, I played that, and that's pretty much it.
Damn.
Speaking of that.
I also spent $150 on Pokemon cards.
Oh, no, you're not going to just throw that in there
you
like
can
at
just
the end,
slide
like
that
we're not
shit
going
in
to
there.
address it? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, you know.
No, we don't know.
No, we don't. Like,
We know
did you get
now.
any good pulls at least?
Oh, not really, no.
What the fuck?
I got like 3 or 4 pulls, maybe.
And what happened with Ryan King trying to like get this channel going? You guys should have been doing openings together.
Well, no, I opened them all enraged because I got nothing out of $150
no.
pretty much. I was also late for work that day by like a minute, which technically it's not late because we have 7 minutes to clock in after 8:30. So I was 8:33 is when I clocked in, which is late air quotes, but not late in the system.
Right,
so like
right.
I wasn't late, but I was late
right.
because of Pokemon. But yeah.
Was the scalpers there? Is that why?
No, actually, there was some nice dudes there, and one of the Walmart employees was kind of a douchebag. Was the one over that way,
Sounds about right.
and like you could tell this guy wanted to buy cards himself because he came over to us and was like, "Just so you guys know, you can only buy one thing," and like. This guy next to me is like, dude, we're not here to clear out the fucking store. We just want to see what the guy's got. And it's like old man's like stalking, like, you know, like fucking slow as shit. And I'm just like, I have to be to work. But I'm like, Pokemon. So I picked up
Gotta
a
catch 'em
bunch of
all.
shit because like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
'Cause I literally walked straight past the self checkout lady with like 4 items. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not buying one thing. I'm getting all of this shit. Not all of it. There was a bunch left over. But yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
there was
time.
some videos that surfaced now that you mentioned Pokemon. Well, like certain WalMarts were having employees who work the night shift, and they're allowed to purchase things on their lunch break. So on the moment that the restock was happening, they will end up like clocking out of work for lunch,
Yep.
and then go and purchase the whole lot, and then just go
Sell.
back to work, and then sell them
If I
on the
didn't
outside for the people who would be there waiting in the next morning.
if I didn't know you guys right now, like I would never think that Pokemon cards were still this much of a
They're
thing.
so bad.
I
Sports
would-
cards are
I'm-
worse. Some dude was camping in the parking lot since 11 o'clock
Yeah, I'm
at
surpri-
night to the morning for the hockey cards.
Yeah,
and basketball.
I'm surprised that TCG has been having a ramp up because this
I'm not
didn't
fucking
used-
quarantine. People are bored.
Yeah, but this
I
used to
guess.
not be the thing. So it was like it had happened in the last like year or so
Yeah,
with the
it's-
whole quarantine because
All right. Well, that makes more sense, because I was like, how have I not known about
because when
this?
I dropped out of Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah, the ramp was there, but it was more towards Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh because those were
Neither of those two matter anymore,
And
which is
neither
funny.
of those two matter at all.
They're the only
craziness.
things on the
Yeah.
shelf. And Dragon Ball fucking Z,
Yeah.
which is a dead series, first
It's
of all.
because Weiss, there's a company called Weiss Schwartz, who try to become the new Konami, but they try to make all these like variants of like Force of Will or Magic, but it's all anime based cards,
it's a joke.
and it's a horrible game. Horrible game.
But yeah, I opened a bunch of digital packs and I got better pulls in the digital stuff than I did
did
with
you?
regular, which sucks ass. But I played the digital game, technically. There you go.
That's a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
You know,
money.
Before we even move on to what you've been playing, you bring up Apex and we didn't talk about the complete technical failure of a
that we
stream
had of a
we
stream.
tried to do.
Well, that was so.
We have our moments.
We
have our
tried to play
moments.
Titanfall 2
Yeah.
to get content for last week because we ran out because of, people are busy, And the day we choose to play Titanfall is the day after the Titanfall 2 servers are being DDoSed.
Yeah, murdered.
On PC that leaked over to console. So we couldn't play that. So then we hop over to Apex, in which we did release a YouTube video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
In which I pretty much coached the boys in the training zone of how to play Apex and then
pretty
hunt
good.
them like dogs.
Right.
Well, me and Ant are just like
It was
boxing
abuse.
each other the whole
Yeah.
time.
And then we played a couple games that did not go well.
Nope.
But it's fine. Honestly, I think I need to make a Smurf account. Like, I need to like go on PC and play, and just we'll use Game Chat instead, and just make a completely fresh account, and then we'll just
I'm thinking of moving
That'd be
over
funny.
to PC as well because I did try PC a while back, and I was actually enjoying the controls a lot better on PC with the keyboard and mouse.
The keyboard and mouse
So.
is better because you can actually like move while you're looting a box
Yeah.
still, and I like that. But I don't think you could do that on console, which sucks.
No,
But yeah,
with console, I always seem like what is it? I catch myself just sitting in front of a box, like going, "All right, what's here? But I
Yeah.
can't technically like move.
yeah,
Like in,
strafe
in
around.
PC, at least you have like because it's the mouse,
Mm-hmm.
like your hand is free, so all you need is one hand to technically move in all 360 directions.
Yeah.
So you can just technically be able to just move around without having
You're
to
just
move your mouse,
80
and
the
then
whole
you can
time.
just like keep
80,
dodging
80, 80.
yeah, dodging people who are shooting at you and looking at what's in the box, so you're not moving your sight. So it's a
Got
little
it.
easier for me, at least on PC. So I think I might switch and go on PC.
Hey man, if you're trying to play PC, that sounds good to me. I'll still play on controller though, because I like controller.
I like
better.
control as well, but
That aim assist helps so much.
One day I'll be good at that game,
Sure,
yeah, same.
hopefully.
if you
That's
play
if-
it ever.
Yeah, we have
Listen.
to play it. That's the thing.
But yeah, what have you played this week, Ant?
I have played. What have I played?
Did you cook your child food?
He ate.
he ate.
I promise you,
He
that
had
kid
grapes.
eats.
He had
If
grapes.
you don't know what that's in reference to, go to our TikTok.
Please. The funny part about that is he ate a full breakfast that day. And when did we record that? What time? It was like the afternoon.
It was like 4 o'clock almost.
Yeah.
He was fed more than anyone. That's why during the thing I'm like, how? Like, all right. So I think I was talking
Oh,
about kids.
You have a kid with full energy, man.
True that. Just chill out and fucking podcast like just jumps in the middle like, hey,
You have to put
I'm recording aux
Velcro
cord.
on his clothes.
I'm recording aux
Stick
cord
'em
today,
somewhere.
and as calm as I was during the Save Before Quitting one, I'm recording aux cord, and we're talking about the whole DMX thing, recipes DMX,
Yeah, rest in
and
peace.
and he comes down like, "Hey, Daddy," and I hit mute on the thing. I was like, "Go back! I'm not even playing this game this time." I was like, well, "This isn't the cute cast. This is not about to go down again."
We were literally talking about a man who has passed away. I am not making you chicken nuggets.
I don't even know what he came down for. It could have been a fire upstairs. He was just like, "Hey, go, leave," and he's just like, "All right."
All right.
Anyway, I played what's that shit called? I downloaded this game Blazing Chrome on Switch, which is a homage to classic Contra.
Okay.
So I played that a little bit. You know me and my indies. It was on sale, so I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
So I played that a little bit. It's pretty good. It's a really hard, but it's Contra, so that comes with the territory. I played. I jumped back into that 3D World Bowser's Fury thing, so that was cool. Did a little bit of that. Didn't play it for too long. And I also played. They released Pac-Man 99 for Switch.
To the Battle Royale one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you play it?
I did play it.
How'd it go?
It was
Stupid.
fine. Like, I'm not like they before this. For people who don't know, they had Tetris 99, then Super Mario Brothers 35, and then Pac-Man 99.
What is Super Mario's 35?
It's Mario 1, and it's pretty much like survival mode. Like you're playing Mario 1, and it just jumps you to random levels.
Okay.
And any enemy you kill, they'll send a ghost of that enemy to a opposing player. So then it adds
Interesting.
obstacles to
Oh, shit.
your game.
That's cool.
It's really good. Like, so you could be in the first level, and all of a sudden, like, Bowser's there in the middle of the stage, and you have to like either dodge him, like, it just keeps throwing. If somebody defeats like 6, 7 Goombas and Koopas in a row, somebody can send all of those to you. So you can be playing the game as normal, and all of a sudden there's just a wall of enemies.
That's actually pretty cool. I
was
like that
really
better than
fun.
Tetris. The Tetris one was stupid to me.
I love Tetris, so I
I
used
like
to,
Tetris, but Tetris 99 sounds like such a stupid idea.
I used to be on that shit, man. That shit, I used to love Tetris 99. But Mario 35, I've won that Battle Royale so many times. That's my type of Battle Royale.
Humble brag.
Listen, I have to. Because any other Battle Royale, I'm like, I suck. This one, though. Now
Listen,
this is
we
my
won
alley.
Fortnite games once we got back into that for a
True,
little bit.
true.
We were winning
Yeah,
that.
we did.
True.
Yeah.
But I played Pac-Man 99, which is the worst one to me so far. Like, I don't mind Pac-Man, but it was... That game doesn't seem like it lends itself as well to that formula. It wasn't bad, but it's nothing I'm jumping to play again.
Yeah. I feel like Pac-Man had its time, but like, the only way I feel like playing Pac-Man anymore is like on an actual arcade cabinet. Like every so often I'll be at work and I'll just be like bored out of my mind and I'll just like type in Google Pac-Man. You know, like the old like when they did that anniversary.
Yeah, I
I'll
remember
just play that for like 10 seconds and I've had my fill. And I'm like, yeah, that's enough.
Because Pac-Man is just Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It's kind of how like Tetris is Tetris. They're old. I don't think they're trying to reinvent the wheel with those things. Well, Pac-Man they keep trying. This 99 thing they're trying to like add elements to it.
Remember when they did Pac-Man in 3D and it was pretty much like a 3D
A
Mario
Mario.
game?
Yeah.
That was bad, dude. I remember I had.
I've never
that.
played it.
I forget what
I played
system
it.
I had it on, but like, I remember playing it and I was like, this is not Pac-Man. Like, you're literally just running around for no reason.
The ironic part about that is that I remember when they released Pac-Man 2 on Genesis and Super Nintendo, and it's less Pac-Man than Pac-Man 3D is. They made it a side-scrolling point-and-click game.
Oh, jeez.
I remember
That
playing
was
that and being like,
nice.
what? It's a cursor, you moving around the screen, and you're just trying to pretty much help Pac-Man avoid obstacles in front of him.
I feel like the real hashtag that should be trending is rest in peace Pac-Man instead of Mario, dude. Like, Mario's gonna live forever. Pac-Man needs to die. No
Which
offense to him.
it actually kind of made me sad that they were doing the whole like Death Mario thing, but the guy who Mario is actually based on, he passed away around the same time as the Mario, like April,
Not
March.
the voice
around.
actor, right?
No, the person
person.
who Mario was like modeled after.
The
He
plumber.
he was a
He's like a janitor or
he
something,
was
right?
no he
In
was
the building?
the owner for the Nintendo America's warehouse building that they were working at, and he passed away back in 2018.
I mean, it's far enough.
Yeah.
But it was
I
like
thought he died
it was like,
literally this year at that time.
But it was like I was like reading all of that stuff, and then like one person, because I was reading some news about like PlayStation, which will come out later, but some people who were talking about like the nuances that there was in Nintendo sometimes, like with the fandom, and they were like, "Can we like?" They had like a little snippet. I don't remember who the redditor was, but they were like, "Can we have a little snippet moment of like how fucked up it is that we're like Mario died, but the actual guy who was like based on passed away 2 years ago, and nobody even cared that moment."
I mean, like,
So
I'll say that, but at the same time, if the voice of Mario died, we'd have known that. The internet would have blown up.
The whole world would have
I don't
known
no
that.
offense to the guy that Mario was based on, but like I don't really think that he really is like a famous person in the world of
Well,
Mario.
it was funny because like he came in. The reason why they named Mario after that guy is
because his name was Marty and he liked Oreos.
Well, that would have been
Did
funnier,
he
but
fuse with the Oreos?
Yeah, Mario.
yeah, that would have been funny. But
Some fine work you did there.
the
Chris.
actual thing was when
Low
they were
hanging fruit.
when they were working on Nintendo, when Nintendo dev in America were working on Mario, the president of the company at the time was in the warehouse building, and he was like shitting on the whole dev team because they weren't doing the shit right.
It's right there. The
Yeah,
low-hanging
just
fruit
like
is right
Spraying
there.
shit at everybody. They're like,
There it
man,
is.
we really need a plumber. We need a plumber for this.
But the worst part was it
Getting
was like
covered in shit.
the worst part was is like the dev team and the director was actually behind on the rent for the warehouse that we're in. So the owner came in, which was the collector for the place, which was Mario, showed
Name's
up.
not Marty.
And in front of the whole meeting when they were talking about Super Mario Bros. 3, he went on and at the director's, like at the president of the company's face and wigged out about being late on the rent, even though he had such a nice suit and tie and everything. So in spite of the president of the company, they named Mario after that guy because them two did not like each other at all, to the point that he was trying to fire him from being the lease owner of the warehouse that they were renting. I was like, how are you trying to fire the guy who owns the place you're working at?
Mamma mia.
So that's the reason why Mario, like, you know, a little tidbit there. That's the reason why Mario's named Mario.
Yeah, they paid the rent in Oreos.
Yeah.
Stacks of chips of Oreos, just like poker chips. That's how he won it. He played like poker with Oreos. That actually sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Double stuffed.
Hell yeah.
Those mega stuff ones that came out that one time.
That's where
Only
they got
Stuff, I
the
think it was
one up
called?
from. It's like when he gets the mushroom, he gets twice the size, like the double stuff Oreos.
Yo,
no.
This is a whole nother...
Short answer, no. Because that would mean
That's a
double
stretch.
stuff was
Armstrong.
out. That would mean that double stuff was out in 1987 or some shit.
What about the only stuff? Didn't they have that too?
Only stuff.
Only stuff?
Yeah,
What
it was
brand
like
is that?
it was like this roller thing where they had
That's
only
where women
just the
post
cream in the
nude
middle.
pictures of themselves, right?
Yeah, I guess. No, that's OnlyFans.
Is that where Marty's?
OnlyFans.
I know. That's the
like only stuff? No, that's OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know. Marty's only stuff.
I didn't put that together until he said it. I was like, oh.
Hey, man. Only stuff is my favorite.
Oh, man,
But what
this
else
is
wanna-
the
what-
best video game
just-
show of all time.
All right, so what else?
Humble brag.
No, fuck that. This is our show. This is the best video. I don't care what anybody thinks. That might be all I played.
Ant chose violence today.
Yeah,
Listen,
On the Lord's Day.
just
How dare
Def
you?
Jamming it. Full Def Jam Vendetta over here.
hey, I pick DMX every time.
Yo,
yeah.
DMX is the
Stop
shit in
acting
that
like
game.
a bitch, dog. Def Jam Vendetta, go back and fire up your PS2. You guys
PS2 or
won't.
GameCube when that shit came out too.
It wasn't on no GameCube.
Yeah,
You
it
think
was,
Nintendo
wasn't it?
was going to put Def Jam Vendetta
Yeah,
on
it was a
GameCube?
GameCube.
It wasn't. I can promise you it wasn't
It
on
was a
GameCube.
thing.
I will bet you like any amount of money that game was not on
Let
GameCube.
me see. I think it was.
Okay.
I can't wait
Oh,
for you to get double stuffed from this.
I don't know if it was Vendetta or if it was the other one.
No Def Jam game was on GameCube.
Yeah, they had one from the GameCube. Let me see.
Yo,
Let me see. Wait. Hold up. Let's look it up right here.
Nintendo is
live.
going to put these.
Systems. Let's see.
Speaking of Def Jam, never played it. One, I don't actually know what it
It's a
was.
good game. So
It's
like,
a-
it's like a wrestling game.
It's a wrestling game with
rappers?
hip hop
Rappers,
artists.
yeah.
That's cool. But
It's actually very good.
Can we
too.
discuss for like a quick second before we get to Nico's game how like DMX's passing was almost overshadowed by the fucking Prince of England and
Yeah.
how all of the American news outlets were just simping for England's crown?
Yeah, that was the thing.
I was like,
which was
how-
strange.
First of all, I think it was like CNN or Fox. They were like, "Oh yeah, fucking Prince died at this young age of 99," and I'm like, "In what fucking universe is 99 a young age?" All right, we have results
All right.
from
I
Nico's
owe
Google
Nico
search.
probably everything. I did not know that this game was on GameCube.
because I owned it for the GameCube. I remember because
well,
I had
you
all
didn't
of them.
say that when
It's
I was
time
talking
for Ant to
loudly.
get
I just
double
wanted you to fall in the
stuffed.
hole before you
Ben,
got
don't-
double stuffed,
Jesus Christ.
or only stuffed. Better
All
yet.
right. I am humble enough to say when I am wrong, and I was wrong.
All
This episode brought to you by Bang.
Bada
Thanks.
bang. Bada bang.
I did not know that game was on GameCube because I would not in any world think that GameCube would allow
You don't think
this
that Nintendo's
hardcore
hip?
hip-hop. No, I
Why?
don't. I think
Mario hops, bro. Come on.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Where
he
like
hip?
I played both versions.
I mean, you know, you jump that much, you got to stretch, you break a hip.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Where like I played both versions, and the game for the GameCube actually was heavy edited for all the music.
it had to be. That's why
compared
I'm
the
like, there's
PlayStation.
no way this game was on
So
there.
I can tell you that for sure, because
With the shit that they let slide
Yeah.
in that game, I was like, oh, there's no way Nintendo's allowing that.
yeah, like Ludacris was definitely heavily censored.
And that
in
was
that
back.
game.
That was back when DMX says, "Stop acting like a bitch," like when
Yep.
he wins.
Yep.
Stop acting like a Mario.
Yeah.
Stop acting like a Mario.
Mario.
It did have some bad voiceovers.
Stop acting like a woohoo. What?
Do you like my DMX impression?
Yeah,
That was really good.
That was actually good. Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
Like,
Lost for words.
but yeah,
Nico-
the Prince. Whatever the Prince.
Yeah, whatever to that guy.
Yeah.
What did you play, Nico? besides Jeff Jam on
What?
GameCube.
What did I play?
That's
Oh
a
wait,
great-
no, hold on.
You
Yeah,
did
that
play
is a
games.
great-
'Cause I
did
saw
play.
you playing games
Yeah,
on Discord.
Crap. So I played. I went back and played Genshin for a little while. I know you're gonna make fun of me, but
No, I saw you playing it
Yeah,
because I think
I-
I was streaming one night and I saw you on Discord playing Genshin and you were in the chat for a second and then I called you out and then you left the chat.
was I?
Yeah, because you said something.
Because I was messing around with the sound thing. I guess I did
It
hear
was
you.
funny as shit. So I literally started talking shit. I was like, "Oh, I see you over there playing Genshin," and then immediately as I say that,
Click.
you left the stream. And I was like, "All right, that's some karma,
But
Nico's like, you motherfucker.
bitch."
no, I was messing around with some of the OBS stuff. So I was like streaming a video on the browser plus Genshin being open in OBS. It was like at one moment I opened up accidentally my Unreal Engine.
Oh, so
And
your
literally
computer
my
just
computer,
said, "Please stop."
yeah, my computer turned into like a huge like whole, like you usually say, like a whole fleet
Yeah, it's a
of Apache
quadcopter, yeah.
helicopter going.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me turn something off. So I figured something out.
That's
And
when
then,
his comment comes up like, oh, the choice is clear when I'm
Yeah.
turning off now. Fuck out of here, Chris.
Fuck this guy. Get double stuff, bitch.
but no, I ended up playing Genshin for a little bit. Actually, Nicole got me back into it. Just watching her stream and all that stuff. It's been fun. So I was just on the cusp of where she's been passed on that now.
She's been killing shit on
She's been
Genshin.
killing on Genshin.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Maybe I jump in. I was done with some of my homework early. I was gonna I visited my parents this weekend. So I was like, let me get some work done early. And I got some time off from work and some stuff happened. And I was like, all right, cool. I got all my homework done.
Yeah.
Let me get it done. I'm not gonna say that I haven't handed in my my midterm yet, because after we record, I'm definitely checking that out at least once over before I hand it in. But I play that, and then I play some Monster Hunter this weekend.
Rise,
So
right? No.
yeah, Monster Hunter Rise.
Nice.
So I met up with Ari, my cousin, up in New York, and he's been well past the game. Like, this kid has binged the game so hard that ever since he finished it, he said after the 4th day of being released, he was already at 5-star missions. So once you get to about like 8 to 10 stars, you're towards the end of the game. I was like, you're halfway through the game and you've only played it for 2 days since release. And he's like, well, you know, he learned how to maximize certain things. So I learned a few tricks from him, and we did some online games. So it was fun, to say the least. Like I said, like, Rise is surprisingly a lot more fun when you get it right when it comes out, or if you have friends that are cool to like sit in on a game.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you have friends that you can like share it with and be like, yo, let's play, let's
Right.
do this hunt or another, because it makes it easier. And the cool thing about it is, like, armor that you play online with, you can use in the real game. So
That's
like
cool.
sometimes if you're stuck in a mission or something, I can jump in a game with you and then help you out to get some more materials that you can make armor on, and then you can go back to your game and be at a little bit higher level to be able to do the stuff you need to do on your own. So it's cool. Like, they
Right.
meld the online game to the regular game so nicely that it's doable now. Like, in old Monster Hunters, were like, well, you can't do it. All this armor is only for online. You're all fucked on single player. So it's like, but they changed it, so it's kind of nice.
It was funny. 'cause
Definitely
I was
nice.
talking to Ryan about that game because he thought it looked interesting, and I was like, you should get it because
Yeah.
like, he hasn't played a new game in a while, and I was like, if you want,
Oh, I'd be
I
100%
have
down
Monster
to
Hunter
jump
World,
in.
and I said if you want to try it out, Monster Hunter World, and see if you like it.
Yeah. It's,
He gave that game back to me in about 15 minutes. He's like, yeah, fuck this. It's not my game.
But the thing is like, Monster Hunter
honestly.
World is it's hard to pick up if you haven't played a Monster Hunter game before, because it's
Oh, yeah.
very
That's,
much
that's what I went through.
it's very much like a Capcom game. You do have inputs that you got to do on, at least on World.
I hated it, dude.
To be
I was
able to
like,
play,
this
so it's hard.
Sucks.
It was.
But-
I think I
It
said this on the
doesn't
last
suck, but I
one.
hate it.
It's one of those games where like if we were playing together, sure. Even if I don't know what I'm doing, like Apex, I'd be like, but I'm still having fun because I'm
Yeah.
with people who
Yeah.
are playing with me.
That's why I said it's
that
so much nicer
Are
when you do
making
that,
it
yeah.
fun and telling me where to go. When I picked it up by myself, I was like, I played that demo. I went through. I made my whole character. I went through one round and was like, no, I just turned it
Yeah.
off. I was like, this isn't. I'm not engaging with this at all.
We used to play. There's a free to play one that's pretty much Monster Hunter. It's called
Oh, it's,
Dauntless.
I remember that.
Yeah.
People were talking about that.
Ryan, and I think it was the guys from Haptic. We played the fuck out of it when
I
it
played
first
for a
came
little
out.
bit, yeah.
Like you got like the battle pass and everything, and it was fun. It was more fun to me than Monster Hunter World.
Yeah,
was,
they
'cause,
did
like,
have
just good.
the one thing that was different between Dauntless and Monster Hunter Worlds was the ability use. That was cool to me.
I didn't even know there was abilities.
Yeah, because on Dauntless, once you get to a certain level, you get like different sword abilities that you can equip and activate and use it. So it gave it a much more like openness for you to customize your character and battle style and fight, other than like Monster Hunter where you have a set combo that you can string together, but you have to be good at doing it. So it's like you're playing a fighting game against an AI towards a monster that has an AI that reacts to what you do.
Yeah.
So it's like you're constantly fighting this AI at level 9, like all the time.
Right.
It felt different
So-
with Dauntless too, because Monster Hunter World just feels extremely repetitive. Like you have only like 2-3 combos, maybe,
Yeah.
and like you're just doing it over and over and over again, and it's boring as fuck. When you're playing Dauntless, at least when we played, like you had to change up what you were doing every single time. And like it wasn't difficult to get different weapons and like different like, because it wasn't about like, at least in Monster Hunter World, it felt like you just had to have a weapon and then just fight against the thing, and it was whatever. You kill it after a certain amount of time. In Dauntless, it was like, say you have an electricity based like flying bird, you need to use a specific type weapon against it so that it counters the electricity. You need to have armor that counters it as well. And like it wasn't terrible to get it. Like you could just hop into a battle with like a specific monster, and like you would just go in there, you would find the monster and then fight it, and it would be like 3 phases. It would go to different spots on the map, and then you win.
I can definitely say that Capcom picked some tricks and tips about Dauntless, because when Iceborne came out for the original Monster Hunter World, when the Iceborne patch came out, that's when they started playing around with elemental resistances on their armor. So you can take armors that you already had that were at quote unquote max level for the regular Monster Hunter World, and once you got Iceborne, you can go back and fight different monsters who actually came out where they had variances, just like Pokemon, where it was the same monster, but it was an ice variant. So you got different materials.
Got it.
And then you start adding that. So this new Rise has that same method, and just adding the mechanic of being able to climb walls and that little like string trap to be able to pull, that changes your combos like crazy. Because in World, you do only have, each weapon has 3 combos. That's it.
Yeah, it's
you can
boring,
take 3
man.
combos, and those 3 combos extend to a certain limit of power, and you can string the 3 combos, but it all depends how you string them.
Got it.
So if you do any combination at total, you end up having anything between 12 to 24 moves. Right? Just to put it simple.
Okay.
By adding a string pull where you can like either do aerial combos or drop combos, now you take those 24 moves, and now they have 48. Almost 56 combos, where each one, you have different ground combos, and now you have different aerial combos, and now you can string them all together.
That's what sold me on this game.
So
honestly,
that's why I say that if Ryan wants to try it again, I will lend him my copy, because it's not something that I would want you to spend money on if you don't like it regardless, because it still has that learning curve that you have to get over. But overall, like I said, if you play it with friends, you actually will have fun. Like I say, it actually is good as a party game where you play with friends.
see, I believe that.
Yeah.
I just don't know how much fun I'd have if I just picked it up independently to play it.
Yeah.
Seeing as how I'm like Monster Hunter inexperienced, I have no.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah, like I said, I think it was like just like Breath of the Wild. I think Monster Hunter Rise came out with a new gameplay for those who have played Monster Hunter
All right,
before.
makes sense.
So that's my take on Rise.
I just wish that World was better when I played
Yeah.
it. Like it was funny too, because like my buddies loved playing that game, and
Some
I was just
people
like,
live by that
Yeah.
shit.
I don't get it. I was just like, the only weapon I used was the insect glaive, and that was it. Because it was like
I
I
love
could
the
launch
insect
myself
glaive,
up in
dude.
the air, and that was it. I was like, this is cool, because then I can like launch up in the air and then get on the back of the monster,
Yep.
mount it, and like swing at it, or like just like do an aerial attack in general. That's the only thing that was fun.
And the cool
like
thing-
the swords were fucking
Yeah.
annoying. It was like
Yeah.
using a 2-handed weapon in Breath of the Wild.
But you know what?
Yeah.
It was the worst.
The cool part is now, like with the insect glaive, just to add like some fun to what I found is I finally got to where like I have the second level or the second armor set for like the insect glaive. And it's cool because once you get to tier 4 for the insect glaive, there's a point where you can send out 2 insects to give you like power-ups. So it's cool because you can like send one to attack, bring the other one in to give you a power-up, but you can do it in aerial. So there's a moment where you can like throw your string upwards, pull yourself up, and, which is the cool part, do a boost up like you would do in the regular insect glaive and jump even higher. and then come down with an insect stab or even jump on the creature and like do the whole mounting combo.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because like
That was the only part
that's
that I
something
loved.
that's something that added difference. So that when they present the insect laden world, I was hyped for it because it was like, oh shit, this is a weapon that's viable. You
Right.
can go above the creature, you can attack, you can move, you have aerial combos. But with this, they added that aerial movement to all the weapons. So like when I saw Ari play, he uses the sword and shield axe combination, which they call the combo weapon or whatever. One of the combos is he comes in for vertical, horizontal slash, smashes with the shield, and it does like a spin, kind of like how Link does. But in the middle of the spin, it turns its sword into a huge axe with the shield. And you can combo that by throwing the glaive while your axe is still open, pulling up, and then coming down immediately on the creature. And I was like, that's a 6-hit combo. That's something I've never seen in a Monster Hunter game because you can only do 3.
Right.
So it's like, it all depends how you string it. He just did 6-hit combo in like a matter of seconds. And he did like a ton of damage and he shows. I was like, yo, that's cool as shit.
Yeah.
I
feel like I'd like
I want to
Rise.
learn that.
I just don't know if I want to play it.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those games too where it's like it's grindy as fuck
Yeah.
to
Does-
like get armors and shit. Like,
Does this
I don't
game
have the time.
does this game have a demo?
I think it does.
I'd like to pay it. I'd like to play it without.
to pay my respects.
If not, like I said,
I'd like to play it without buying it.
yeah, if not, like I said, I have a copy and like I want to get friends to join me just because I was like, it is much fun with friends. I still enjoy the game overall as a single player. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like sometimes it's like, yeah, I would like to have friends to like hang out, like throw on a Discord and be like, yo, I just got murdered by a giant T-Rex. Can you come pick me up? And it's like, you know, that's the
feel
type of
that.
fun of it. So yeah, I'll lend it to you so you can play it.
All right, I'm down.
So Ryan, you'll get a copy of Rise so you can play it.
I don't know if you will.
I'll lend you mine. But yeah, that's what I played. That's what
All
I
right.
played. I
Nice,
actually got
nice,
some
nice.
gaming in.
Look at that.
All right, so we're moving into the news, which is a pretty stacked segment this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any criticisms about last episode being short?
Blame the news
Blame the news.
No, I'm about to say we were
and
about
yourselves because you didn't ask any questions, bitches.
to get true. 'Cause that would have added a whole other half hour to the show.
Yeah.
But this episode is going to rectify that criticism.
So I want to start out with what you said. I want to say, rest in peace, one of the greatest DMX. And in the gaming news of that, Def Jam Vendettas and Def Jam Fight for New York's actually skyrocketed in price.
I'm
ever
sure it
since
did
then.
now.
So a factory sealed copy of the Def Jam Greatest Hit marked used to go for about $15 to $10. It skyrocketed to $250 on eBay. So yeah,
it's a good game. I don't know if
it
it's
is a good game. It
$250
is a good
good.
game, but
I
I
ain't
think
paying that much for that.
yeah, I think the situation that has transpired literally changed that. So if you guys have a Def Jam game
Sell
and
that
want to
shit.
get rid of it and make some money, now's the time.
Yo, Fight for New York was fire.
And it was good. Yeah.
All right. What else happened?
So yeah, that's just one piece of my news.
By the time this podcast comes out, there will have been another Resident Evil showcase in April. It's April 15th.
April 15th. Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Does this come out on the 15th?
This
This comes out on the 15th, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's a Thursday.
No,
Next Thursday?
the 16th.
Today is the 11th,
So the 16th.
so math.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
It comes out. This episode comes out on the 15th.
Oh, on the
Yes.
15th.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, well,
So if you're listening to this early enough, it starts at 3 p.m. PDT. Do the math and Google it, what that means in EST.
You said 3
or
p.m.
3
that'll
p.m.
be
6 p.m. 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So a little bit later at night, so you got some time to watch it. I don't know if we're going to see much new stuff, but it's going to be a 20-minute broadcast with more information on Village.
I think
and
we're gonna
some
have
new information.
Yeah, we're gonna have probably some info about the map as that's been leaked as of 2 days ago.
Yeah.
That's like we talked about privately. That's one of those games where it's just like, I think I'm just ready for it to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't need, not that like I'm gunning for that game like I would be something else. Because I'm not like, I like Resident Evil, but I'm not like super duper. When it comes out, I need to get it first day.
We'll end
But-
up playing it for the channel too, and it most likely will end up being me with the controller. But honestly, I feel like it'd be more interesting if we rotate the controller around. Honestly,
that's
and
just gonna-
like,
alright.
just because like here's the thing, like just like rotate it around, we all have a good time with
You
it.
know what? I'm not mad at that idea.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
not mad at
just
that.
have
Yeah, I'll
like
do
because like I
that.
don't want like me to be the only one experiencing the gameplay. You know, like it's kind of like weird because like you probably want to play the game. Like you don't just want to watch it.
I'll play it. I definitely do want to play it, but but you definitely have to start it off though.
Yeah.
I will start it. Here's the thing. I don't not want to play it. It's just
know.
I don't like those games.
That's why.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Our
I-
whole
Also-
driving point
I
behind
don't know
us.
what it is, but I don't like the way it looks when you shoot guns in that game too. It looks weird to me.
Oh, that has been a thing since.
I don't like
Like-
it. Like even with like the haptic guys with
The
they're
4?
playing Resident Evil 4, I don't like the gunplay in it. Like it looks like I mean obviously it's an older game, so you know, it looks like shit.
And that
compared-
was the
and
very
that was the very
first
first time they did 3D
Yeah.
gunfight.
It was the very first person.
third person.
I mean third. I'm
Third
third
person.
over the shoulder kind of.
Yeah, it was the very first Resident Evil of that
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, and like you can definitely tell, like obviously we've gotten better with time. It's just like I don't know why, but I don't like it. Like it just looks super like fucking janky, and like being a person who plays a lot of first person shooters, like it's one of those things where it's like you can evolve into something better than what you got, in my opinion. But I understand why people like it, so it's fine.
Not to bring something is I would like for us to do a run of 7 and 8 since
I don't want to
8
play 7
since
because that one's too scary for me. Because I actually watched that.
Oh,
fully
did
through,
you?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Because I was gonna say maybe me and Ant would do it, or you would like to join us. Because I know like I said I've only played like small bits and pieces of 7, and apparently 8 is a true sequel to 7.
Yeah.
Unlike all the other games, would tend to have like its own like segments of like start, middle, ending, and then the next game happens.
It's just in the same world.
but it's in the same world.
4
plus-
was like a far off sequel
Yeah.
to 2.
yeah. So it's like they had those differences. So it's like I would like to play 7 and 8 so that way I could get the whole story.
Got it.
Not that, and you know, all of our viewers out there probably
Yeah.
didn't play 7, or most of them didn't. So.
Yeah, and then we might get an announcement for the new demo for
Yeah.
Resident Evil 8 on today, which the day you're listening to it, as well. And if there is a new demo, we will be playing it.
Yes.
It will be uploaded
We'll
to YouTube.
fire up the
I will
cams.
cry.
And we're recording this just for, so people know. Today is April 11th, Sunday. So
Yeah.
So make sure you got your alarm set for 6 p.m. today on the 15th when you're listening to this. If you're listening to it after the fact, go watch it because it's probably good stuff.
And tell us how you enjoyed it.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to get a face cam going for
Yeah.
the next time for that new demo if it gets announced. Just because while I think the first Resident Evil game was very good, and like we had like all of us in like separate rooms with the Zoom call, I feel like us in the same room together playing it with like a singular webcam would be a little bit better in my
Yeah.
opinion.
We'll get
So,
that going.
We'll see if we
get
can do
set
that.
up.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
But yeah, that should be coming soon.
All right.
Can I just get this out of the way because I don't know who the fuck sent this. There's a Smurfs video game. What the fuck is
Oh
that?
yeah. This is Smurf game.
I don't even
Just
have
coming
the
up.
response for
I just wanted to
I
say
sent-
that
I
because
sent
like,
that-
some motherfucker sent that in the chat.
I sent that to you guys
Yeah.
because I was like, it was like a little meme that I thought I was like, oh, they're probably memeing, and I looked into it and I was like, no, this is like an
Yeah.
actual budgeted project.
I didn't
that
know
they're putting
Smurfs
out.
was still relevant.
They make
I mean, they had
movies.
Smurf games in the past. So,
Yeah, in the past when Smurfs was relevant.
Yeah.
Like now, what's
yeah.
happening with
They
Smurfs
made
now?
movies that are like
I think they had like
god-awful
one movie that came
Right.
out like
There's like 3, dude.
2016.
That movie came out and it was relevant for as long as that week it was announced.
Yeah,
It was just relevant
That
as
is
long
true.
as the McDonald's toys were.
I just
Yeah.
want them to have a Snorks game.
That's
Bring back
less
Snorks.
relevant. than
What is a
Smurfs.
Bring back
snort?
Snorks.
What the fuck?
Oh my
See-
god! Now you're gonna call me boomer, dude. Snorks was the Smurfs of our time in the 90s.
Easy way to describe this. The Snorks was a cartoon. It was Smurfs,
It was Smurf
but underwater.
Yeah, they had like these little like bendy straw looking things on their heads. It was funny.
It was their like dolphin hole, but it was like a tube on the top
So
of it.
Destroy All Humans is coming
All
to
right, yeah, let's
Switch
move on.
on June 29th. I'm excited for that because I will buy it for Switch, I think.
Yeah,
Because I
Destroy
wanted to
All
get it
Humans
for
was fun.
PlayStation. I love those
A
games.
Yeah, it
game
was
I
fun.
never played.
Dude, they
Wasn't
are
it like a
so
basic? Like,
heard it was
a
weird, it was great.
sandbox, like
kind of
type
sandbox, but not really. Like
Ratchet
it's
and Clank, like multiple weapons have different
that,
stuff.
Yeah. It's very much like if you play it, you'll very much feel like you're playing a Ratchet and Clank game with just like a little gray alien man with very funny guns that you're shooting at humans and killing them. Your job is pretty much just kill all the fucking humans.
Just
like,
murder everyone.
Which is it's a fun time, like straight up. And
I heard it was.
I have fond memories of it from when I was a kid. I think there was like 1 and 2 that I owned. And then this one I've wanted to play for a while, and I think I was gonna pick it up the other day because I saw it on sale at Walmart for like $10 cheaper than usual. But then I saw this and I was like, nah, I'd rather play that on Switch. I feel like that'd be a fun time on Switch. So that'll be a fun time.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Other releases.
Rumor that Kojima's in talk with Microsoft
Yep.
to make his next game.
And I'm gonna predict it right now because that was
I
something
hate
that we
your
were talking about.
prediction.
It.
I hate it.
My prediction is literally gonna be PT.
It's not gonna.
I don't think it's going to be
It's
PC.
not.
I think it's gonna be PT.
There's no way in fucking hell
The one
that they're going to do that.
Listen, the one thing that people have gone crazy about has been PT ever since Kojima has done all these crazy ass stupid UPS simulator games and shit.
Yeah,
it's just
but PT
one in
was
PT.
a PlayStation exclusive thing.
It was, but it got shut down by Sony itself.
Yeah, but they won't do that because
And-
that's just a slap in the face to Sony, which
But
is
the thing-
fine because fuck Sony right now.
Well, yeah, we'll
But,
get
like,
into
but-
them some more later.
But like I don't think it's PT, but to go on to add to their whole Sony point, I think Microsoft is kind of low key doing that
Yeah.
lately because how Microsoft has the rights to MLB the show
MLB
now.
the show. Yeah.
So it'll literally be an Xbox game. It's
Mm-hmm.
not even on PlayStation yet, but it's on Game Pass, and it's a game that ships with PlayStation Studios
On
There's a
logo.
PlayStation Studios game that's only on Xbox right now.
Yeah.
Which
that's
is
what,
nuts to me.
That's what I'm saying. Because I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say anything. But Kojima literally is one of those guys or a game dev that has the biggest fucking balls.
True,
because
but
he has
I would
been.
think that he would want to do something different.
I think it's going to be
No.
something brand new though.
It could be a brand new like IP.
yeah, instead
but
of
the thing-
UPS simulator,
but
it's
the-
fucking FedEx.
But the thing is, it's like the thing is, he has a love boner for the
Love
one
boner.
dude that's been in. What's his name?
Is there
I forget
any
his
other
name.
kind of boner?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. He has a huge boner for Norman Reedus. And the thing was, it was like Norman Reedus has tweeted after the UPS simulator came out. He actually has said
Do you even know what the game's
Well, I was
called?
gonna say, let's give people who don't know what we're talking about.
it was a what the fuck's the name of the game? I only know it as UPS
I'm waiting
simulator
for
now.
you to figure out the
Because I
name.
never even played it. I didn't care about it. Like what was the name?
Why is it
Because
slipping
you
in my
probably
mind
know
now?
what it is.
'Cause I didn't
remember.
play it.
I'm enjoying this, so I'm just
What
gonna let
is
you
it?
struggle.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
We have
look
to
it
move
up.
on. What's the name of that game?
I'm not saying it.
Oh my god, you're the worst.
This is great.
I'm
I
gonna look it
didn't
up
play
as
it. I didn't-
UPS simulator game.
Death Stranding.
There
you
it
go,
is.
Death Stranding. All
For
right.
fuck's sake.
Death fucking UPS
I
simulator.
didn't care about
Stranding.
that game when it
I
was
really
like
didn't. Yeah,
when
I
it came
didn't-
out.
I didn't give
I didn't
four
even
fucks
play the
about
game, and I know the name of it.
Listen, man.
Norman
Yeah.
Fetus. He has a baby fetus on his
That
titties.
doesn't
just
tell me what it's
didn't- yeah,
called.
doesn't
It just
tell
tell
me
me
shit.
he has a fetus
Yeah.
on.
So, anyways, going back, it's like I feel like Kojima having the love for Norman Fetus and Norman Fetus tweeting out like around the time that Death Stranding had come out. He actually tweeted and mentioned in one of his interviews was that he was planned to be in the PT game as a voice
remember reading
actor,
that.
but he also mentioned that it was such an like exciting project for him to work on that he said that he would do anything to make that game be a possibility.
Norman
And
Reedus said
Norman
this.
Reedus said this.
But that don't mean Kojima wants
No,
that.
but the thing is, Kojima has a huge boner for Norman Reedus, and
I-
if he can use him in any game, that
he would make a new one because I think
He will
if,
either
I
make
think
a
if
new one, but it's gonna be a PT
I think if
game.
Kojima wanted PT to happen again, it would have already happened again.
No,
That was
because Sony was the
PS3,
one
yeah.
that shot it down. It wasn't Kojima. It was Sony who shot down
That's
that
fine,
project.
but I think it would have went somewhere else by this time.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's
I think-
been too
I-
long for that to even make a
But
comeback.
even
And-
too long though. But nowadays, people are still talking about that game.
Yeah.
there's PS3s with the demo and PS4
Yeah, I
with the
know,
demo
that
in
still
it
gets sold,
that are
yeah.
selling for thousands of dollars on eBay.
But that's the thing, though. It's like it's a dead game now.
I
Like
don't-
it's
I
not.
really don't think it is
With
because of the
Kojima,
rise of the horror
that's
games.
such-
That's gonna be a thing.
But that's
I don't
exactly
think he
the
would
point.
do that.
They've-
He would
they've-
make his own new one.
I
Like
think horror games have evolved now
Yeah.
to the point where he doesn't need to make that. If anything, you'd make a
All right,
different horror
so
game.
If I want to say my prediction is, it's gonna be a PT like game.
it would be like PT, but it won't be
PT.
It,
But
that's
okay,
the-
that's
I'm
what I'm
with
saying.
that.
I'll
Yeah.
say that. I'll
I
change
will
my
agree
prediction
with
for
that
that
100%.
because of the evolution of scary games. But seeing Kojima, that's still gonna be a slap in the face for Sony because Sony turned that game down.
Yeah.
When everybody wanted it,
And that's
now
a
with the
great
evolution of horror
mollywop
games,
to their forehead. Sure.
literally that's gonna be it. Yeah. So I
But-
feel like it's gonna be a PT like game. coming out.
He would. I think if I was Kojima and I was going to put, even if I wanted to put
Can I
PT
borrow
out.
some money, Mr. Kojima?
Listen, if I was Kojima, I'd be lending myself some money. It worked. Shut up. Because I'm not him. Anyway,
The only-
so if I was Kojima and we were talking about if I wanted to put PT out, I purposely would make something else because of how far we've come. Like with games like Phasmophobia out, I would add so many different elements to PT at this point.
That's the reason why it brings me up for me saying that it would either be like PT or PT. Reason being is because of things like Phasmophobia. Like PC VR is much stronger than Sony VR at this point, and even any other system VR, which hasn't been any except for Sony, because Xbox doesn't quite do that with their platform as much. They do have their own system, but it's not as crazy.
For
But
VR?
yeah,
They don't have any VR.
Oh, then there you go. That's a culminating thing. Microsoft being in talks with Kojima and making PT as creepy as it was in a system where you're playing a first-person game that was as creepy as that is. If you put that on a VR system from PC using Phasmophobia like style with proximity chat and such, you can have a PT like game that's gonna push what PT could have been into something that's now been evolved to what the scary games are today. That's why I say it's either PT or PT like.
Yeah,
But it's not going to be the same story because Sony unfortunately owns the rights to IPs that they have turned down before.
I feel like if he was gonna do a PT like game though, he would go back to Sony just because they have the better resources for it.
And they have VR.
Yeah, with the VR. Even if though you have PC with VR, like the main audience is always going to be console. And if you want console players and like VR players to play, the place to do that is PS5 right now.
Yeah.
Well, PlayStation in general,
But-
not PS5 because they don't have the VR out yet.
Especially with that coming out. Because if I was making a game like that as Kojima, I'd wait until that dropped and I would be a launch game for that PSVR.
And there's nothing to say that they can't do both.
Right.
Like, new IP for Microsoft, like something completely far off in the distance, which we don't even. It could be a fucking romance game for all we know from Kojima, which would be. That'd be fucking funny, like a dating sim from Kojima.
Oh, jeez.
Do that.
We'd stream the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. And I'd lose. But bringing PT back, I feel like it's a task that's dead and needs to stay dead because like PT was what it was and it's important because of that. It's almost like it just needs to rest, in my opinion. Like it's dead.
I see what you're coming from.
Like
but
have
I
respect
just,
for what it was almost.
I feel like Kojima is just that big baller. Like
Oh, yeah,
I
he
really
is.
feel like he's always been that way. And like I said, like it brings me back to like what Sony's been doing with their dev team and their studios. And like we'll talk a little bit more with the one news that I want to talk about.
Yeah, this leads perfectly into the Sony
it was
topic.
just Kojima has always been in dev companies with other games and been like infiltrated in different companies to make his projects come through. Like multiple of the Metal Gear Solid games all had a different studio developer always functioning with it. It was because a lot of the times, most of the IPs within the Sony dev, it was like you pitch an idea. Okay, Sony's gonna say blah blah blah. It's too expensive. They'll give it to a dev company, to a different studio with a different director. But Kojima has been that guy that is like, if I'm directing a game, I want the game to be what I want it to be. Because that's the reason why he scrapped Death Stranding twice during development. Because it was like, it's not what I want it to be. It wasn't his creative envision that he wanted out. So him having to infiltrate different studios and jumping back and forth to the point where like it got to a point where even though when PT was announced and it was going to be out, Kojima ceased all projects for Metal Gear Solid games. And that's when we ended up getting like games like with Raiden, which were standalones with no Kojima name on it because Sony was like, oh, well, we don't want PT. We're going to cancel it. So Kojima was like, well, then fuck you guys. I'm not making games for you guys for a moment.
Sony sometimes just
So
they
it's
think
like-
too much with their wallet to the point where they block their own blessings.
Right. So like you said, if I wanted to see Kojima do a mollywop to them, would literally be like, hey, that PS3 games that you guys kind of gave me a fuck you to, guess what? It's getting released for the Xbox or PC as VR. Fuck you guys, I made it happen without your budget.
I could see
You know
that
what I mean?
being like a fuck you move, but I don't know if he's also that kind of guy where he's like fuck you. You know what I mean?
And I don't think Kojima hates Sony in that way.
Yeah.
I know he had a beef with
had a beef
Konami.
with Konami,
He ain't fucking
yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
But Sony is different.
Either way, at the end of the day, a new Kojima game is just 10 out of 10. Give it to me.
Yeah.
As long as we're not walking around delivering packages.
I was
Well,
gonna say,
that
I don't
game
know. I have
apparently
to see.
is-
With Kojima now, it's become like, let me see what this game is.
Yeah.
Apparently that game is good. I haven't played it yet personally, but like I've been told by people who have played it, it's more than just like
Yeah.
USPS simulator. Like there's actually like a story
Like
in it
stuff
that
to it,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that to get that story, you have to work for it as a postal delivery boy,
Right.
which kind of sucks. But I mean,
Yeah, it's a different take to an artistic story. Now that's
Yeah.
what I'll say. But yeah, to bring back on the Sony and their handling of studios within their own doors, what pissed me off is what happened with current news with Days Gone 2 getting rejected. The full pitch got rejected. Sony rejected the whole thing, but they started working on a Last of Us remake.
Why?
Why? Last of Us 1 remake. Why?
a remake, not remaster. Just so
No,
that we're
remake.
that's
So
known.
it's full story shift as well. So this is a by Joe Screbbles is from IGN. Sony Studios
Fuck
reportedly
you, IGN.
Sony Studios are reportedly working on a remake of The Last of Us, while Sony Bend begins work on a new game after an unsuccessful 2019 pitch make for Days Gone 2. It says so. The Bloomberg reports. It says into dissatisfaction among Sony lesser known studios, which again, Sony has a huge amount of unnamed studios under their name. That's why Kojima tend to filter it in and out. That's why I kept saying that. It says sources say that The Last of Us 2 remake, codenamed T1X, was started by Michael Mumbauer, the founder of Visual Arts Service Group at Sony. And he said developers traditionally assisted in development for PlayStation Studio games. So they were just like freelancers. Munbauer apparently assembled a new 30-strong developer team from all the Sony Studio developers. After passing on the idea of the remake for the first Uncharted game and settling on the remake for 2013 of The Last of Us. So Munbauer pitched not only Days Gone, but he also pitched a rebrand of Uncharted. Sony said no to both and put them to work on a remake of Last of Us. However, the team reported ran into troubles after Sony kept their existence a secret and refused to offer extra budget. The head of PlayStation Studios, Herman Holst, apparently deemed the project to be too expensive, and Munbauer's team was completely dismantled and moved to the development of The Last of Us 2 while that was being in development. Bloomberg sources also say that after The Last of Us 2 was completed, Sony moved multiple Naughty Dog's developers into T1X project. So they took this guy's team, broke it apart, slapped it on The Last of Us 2, and then moved him completely off the picture and moved Naughty Dog into the remake again. So it says, and the remake effectively became a Naughty Dog project. Munbauer and the original developers have now left the company. And this was something that sparked my thought of the remake coming out last episode. And the reason being is because I noticed about Munbauer coming out and going to a whole different developers and building, because they were hiring. It was an unnamed developer company that was hiring like crazy artists, novice, QAs. All of these people were just being hired. And I was like, why the influx? Munbauer did this. So it says, as part of the same report, Bloomberg also says that Sony Bend pitched a sequel for Days Gone after the game's release of 2019, but was rejected.
Much more welcome than a Last of Us remake.
Correct. It says Sony apparently moved Bend developers into 2 Naughty Dog projects. So they took the Naughty Dog team, moved them here to The Last of Us, then took them to T1X, and then split that team into 2. Presumably the standalone Last of Us multiplayer game. So that's what they got moved to next, from the T1X to a multiplayer Last of Us 1. And a new Uncharted project. So you're telling me that you took Munbauer out of his Uncharted and said, no, we're not going to give you this game. Then we're going to put all your team into The Last of Us 2, then take your idea to T1X. We're going to put Naughty Dog into that project and then split that team into 2 and make it Uncharted again without your consent being in the company.
It's Sony.
So
They
just to add a little more bent to the fire. So it says Ben's staff reportedly left, resulting having the autonomy taken away, and the leadership allegedly complained to Sony and asked to be moved off the Uncharted development. Sony Bend is now apparently working on a new original game, but it's not clear if it's Days Gone 2, a brand new game or a return to another back catalog game. So he took his own team and dismantled it, so that way Uncharted Remake wouldn't happen, and now he's working on a whole different project. So Mundbauer and Sony Bend's teams got melded into Naughty Dog to work on whatever Sony wanted, and took two great ideas, Uncharted rebrand and Days Gone 2, and threw them right up in the air.
So,
Just to make another remaster of Last of Us 1. Or remake.
Sony is at this stage now.
They're getting hungry. They're getting hungry.
You hate to see it, but... And clear, like I feel like we preface this every time, but Sony's obviously the leader.
Yeah.
Sony is the dominant game system.
Yeah,
they're killing everybody by a large margin.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also, I feel like they're starting to like feel themselves a little too much.
Yep.
It's like everything can't be the last. Like I don't even want that. I'd rather get Last of Us 3. If you're going, you have to make some Last of Us shit. Just give me the next one.
And the thing is,
work on it for years. Like I don't need it now. Like why are you trying to rush out a Last of Us 1 remake?
And this is because of what Chris
Because
mentioned.
of the TV show.
Yep,
And I
there you go.
exactly.
That's what it is. At the end of the report, it says timing for the remake of The Last of Us feels appropriate given the upcoming HBO series. Just like Chris said, they saw the HBO come out and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna bank money on this too."
So what they're gonna end up doing with this is 100% just completely fucking the story.
Yeah.
One. Then they're going to make the face actors not the same anymore. It's going to be Pedro Pascal, and I can't remember the name of the chick who got cast as Ellie. Mm-hmm. Those are going to be the...
And Pedro Pascal is going to be...
Yeah, and that's fun. Here's the thing. Good for them.
And remember, we all heard that first.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's 100%. They're going to do the whole thing that fucking Insomniac did with the remaster of Spider-Man, get the new face actor, which is fine. If you were to do that. If it was a remaster and you did that, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Because the
sure, you
story stayed the
remastered
same.
one, keep the story the same, change the face actors. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit jarring at first, and then Last of Us 2 kind of sucks then because then we need a remaster of that with the same exact thing. But either way...
Tom Holland all over again.
That at least makes sense
that
to
makes
me.
sense,
That makes sense. But you're doing it completely wrong. And then on top of that, like... You're doing it for Uncharted, which is also getting a movie.
Yep.
It's going to be
That's going to be...
It's going to be Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Which is... Oh, man.
They might as well just take the...
First of all, he's not even fucking the whole movie, too.
Yeah, he's not,
Tom Holland is only, like, when fucking Nathan Drake's a little baby boy, then he becomes fucking Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, yeah.
it's going to be Mark Wahlberg.
We're going to have a remaster of Uncharted where he's fucking Tom Holland. And then after that, they'll be like, oh, fuck, we goofed because we didn't know what the fuck our show was doing. And let's make another remaster of that. We'll remake it into fucking Mark Wahlberg.
You're convoluting your entire... I want to be wrong. Like, I want all of a sudden, like, Sony to make a statement and then shit comes out and it's like, oh.
That makes sense.
That's what they were doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But honestly, the way Sony's been acting, I feel like
they're
that's not
acting
going to...
sus.
Yeah. So this is
emergency meeting.
So
vote him out.
The one thing that's been left up in the air, which Chris just pointed out, was Mundbauer actually. It says rumors about Sony team in San Diego led by Mundbauer, with many assuming that it is working on a new Uncharted game after it said that it was developing an existing franchise. So, however, it seems to refer that The Last of Us 1 with Uncharted Future seeming remaining under Naughty Dog's team. So they took Mundbauer's ideas, removed them from the picture, removed Sony Bend from the picture, took all of their teams and said, yeah, those were good ideas, and then slapped them into those two games while killing off the Days Gone 2 pitch, which I think, like you said, would have been much more like loved than having an Uncharted game based on a movie and a remake of The Last of Us game that's going to probably distort what they built off on The Last of Us 2. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's just going to distort it. Like, whatever stories they end up creating for the new Last of Us game, it's not going to be as impactful as what we had from the first, like, vision of the game. It's not going to be the same vision. It's going to... And there's no way that you can make it impactful by making it a show, because then people are going to be like, oh, yeah, we having our fill in both the show and the game.
It sounds like they're catering to the lowest common denominator. Like they're catering to the masses, because they probably figure, all right, people who don't even know what Last of Us is will watch this Last of Us show. So let's cater to those people. But it's like, why wouldn't you cater to the people who have been there since the beginning?
Yeah.
If the show didn't exist, we'd still be here.
And as a developer standpoint, I feel like Sony's been fucking a lot of their studios up, because just like we were talking about with having New Heroes game and all of them going to Insomnia Games, they're basing off the same thing. Oh, Naughty Dog has given us this many trophies. We're giving all of these big projects to Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
But then you're loading up that Naughty Dog like system with so many games, you're gonna end up falling short. If you give them too many games to work on to get released at the same time to bank on money, you're gonna lose time. You're gonna lose devs. There's gonna be people who are gonna leave. Sony Band already lost almost all their team, and Mumbauer's team, 30 strong, almost all of them left the company.
And that sucks because, like, I didn't play Days Gone, but with
I'm
it
going
becoming
to soon.
me
Yeah,
too,
I'm going to
and
as
with
well,
it
yeah.
becoming free with PS Plus, now I'm going to play it. You probably garnered in all of these people now who have just downloaded this game,
Yep.
and you could have had the second one quietly
Yeah,
being
coming
developed
in.
to come and now cater to those however many thousands, millions of people who downloaded this
Who
game
just
for
downloaded
free.
the game for
Now
free,
you
yeah.
have new fans,
Yep.
which was an exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you just ruined, like, you could have
Yeah.
had this game. It would have been the best 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Because if I played Days Gone and love it, and then
Days Gone 2
probably would have
came out,
came,
yeah.
and they would have been like, Days Gone
Demo,
2.
yeah.
Now you got so many more people
Yeah.
into this.
Yeah. I think they really shot themselves on the foot,
Yeah.
and they didn't give Monbauer or Sony Bend enough credit to give them the idea of like, yeah, you are assembling this team, do it. Like, I don't know what they have worked on. I didn't do a lot of research on either of the two developers, but that's fucked up. Like, you're using a name over a person who probably had a vision for those games. Like, these guys wouldn't pitch a game if they didn't have a vision that they thought was good enough, that they came out of your own company.
And they're competent. It's not like these are like slackers.
Because they've been working on games. Like, Monbauer has been working on all of your Last of Us 2 games, meaning that him and his team has been supporting Naughty Dog. So it's not like they haven't learned a thing or two. It's not like they haven't done a thing or two. They've been working on great games that you've been banking on. Give them a chance.
Right.
You know?
So yeah, I want to keep this conversation going.
Yeah.
Into the viewer question, because ironically we did get a list of viewer questions from one person, but
Nice little amount.
Yeah. We'll take one viewer question from that email, and then we'll do the other from another
And we'll keep that
recurring
in the
person.
backlog. And
Yeah. But
sorry, I
ironically,
forgot.
the first question is from Anna Jarkova. Thank you for the first time
Appreciate you.
email.
Yeah,
Yes,
appreciate
and
you.
all the comments on the YouTube videos. I need to go back and respond to all of them.
Yes.
So the YouTube algorithm says you guys are good boys. So ironically, the first question that she asked is, should a remake change the story? I heard as a
man.
first-time player of Final Fantasy the 7, I think, the story is changing from the original. Do you think it's a good idea for remakes to do so? Should they be limited in updating the graphics and gameplay, or is the story fair game? Is this the difference between remaster and remake? And I feel like we're covering it a lot. That's why I wanted to not necessarily like shift to this, but
Yeah.
like keep it going with this, because like it's definitely a two-pronged thing. Like
it is,
remaster and remake are completely different.
Completely
things.
different.
Yeah, two different
But
things, yeah.
I feel like in the sense of a remake, would you consider Final Fantasy VII a remake or
Absolutely.
a remaster?
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
So that's fair game with story.
Yeah,
then.
so for story change,
You deserve certain liberties with
Yeah.
a remake.
Yeah.
so for the way that I see it is, whenever I see a game that has a remake, they either add stuff that they have cut in previous games, or they're shifting the story with what they currently have. So it's very much like having an anime and then creating your own fan fiction of such. So if that fanfic becomes something that's applauded by the original creator, then it becomes a remake.
Yeah.
Because you're remaking a story that a creator's already created. Now, for Final Fantasy VII, they originally warned anyone who had been already playing all the games, stating the stories that you have experienced and or went through with Crisis Core, Before Crisis, Final Fantasy Advent Children, and Final Fantasy VII are legitimately non-canon to this remake. They are canon to their own stories, but they're non-canon to this remake. What that means is, at least for me, is those stories are not word for word what they are in this game. This game is what our vision of those stories are, but in our own way. So that's what the remake is for me. A remaster is make it pretty, make it play fluently,
Up-res it.
and then maybe sometimes add a new game mechanic.
Spider-Man
and that's going a little far,
remaster for PS5 bundled with Miles Morales is a remaster.
Yeah.
That's not a remake.
And it's one of those things too where it's like, I feel like changing the story is weird sometimes with like that, because like for Final Fantasy, like personally, I have no affiliation with any Final Fantasy game, but it seems very weird for them to just be like, hey, we're remaking this game, and then just being everyone's like fucking hype about it, but then like changing what everyone loves about that story. So that it's kind of strange that that's a thing that should be allowed. I mean, it makes sense that it's allowed because it's been a long period of time.
Yeah.
For this
that's
specific
my
example
point.
we were just talking about with Last of Us, like that one makes almost zero sense from how recent that game was. Like,
And how
2013.
recent the
sequel.
remaster was.
Yeah.
They remastered it already.
Yeah,
So
like the
there's no
game
reason.
the game just came out 8 years ago, 2013, no?
20. It had to be 2013.
Yeah,
it's-
2013.
around that,
That's what
yeah.
it came out 2013.
I'm not good at math.
So
But,
8
that's 8
years
years.
ago, it's like barely even 10 years to remake a game already.
But even if that's the case, like, fine, it came out that long ago. But
What do you guys
also
think the limit
refreshed
is
it.
then? If you were to like put a timestamp on like when a remake can be done for a game, because like when did Final Fantasy VII originally come out?
1997.
98.
98.
It was 98.
So 98, and we're in what 2021 now.
2021. So it's been
So like a
That's
little bit
enough
more
time.
than 10 years.
yeah, 24 years.
So technically, it's 8 years right now for Last of Us 1
Right.
for like the PS3 version.
Yep.
But then they did the remaster.
Correct.
If that remaster happens in the middle, do you think that negates that 10 years and starts the timer over?
I don't think it does because that's just visuals.
I would
so you
hope
can
not,
give a better experience
honestly.
visually and audibly, but not
I feel like if you
story-wise.
So then, here's my question then. So for this remake for Last of Us, which we all don't want, and we know that, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
right,
By the time this game is finished and comes out,
which
it
I give
will
it at
be
least
10
5 years.
It will be 10 years
Yeah.
total. Is that okay then?
No.
Because if it's okay for Final Fantasy, which has been 10 years,
Well, you
and the
gotta-
remake has happened.
no, to me, is my
Yeah.
opinion.
I know, and
But-
I'm agreeing
yeah.
with you, but I'm
Right.
just saying like
No,
it's weird.
because you still have a currently going timeline of the
Correct.
original.
Correct.
We just got
Right.
Last of Us 2.
that
Is
was my point.
Is
There's
that
not-
the end though?
There's not going to be. We don't know.
We don't know.
But
That's
there's
the
not
thing.
going to be another. There's not going to be enough time passed from Last of Us 2 to get a remake of Last of Us 1.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because by that time, Last of Us 2 might come out free on PS Plus. So you'll get all these people playing it. But then this weird Last of Us 1 remake comes
Yeah.
out. We're like, well, this isn't the same at all. This is
So
everything-
if we do get a remake though, see, here's the thing that I'm confused about, because like it is a remake. Obviously, you're going to tell the story differently. If it still reaches the same endpoint, so like say we get a complete remake of the Last of Us original game, but it still ends the same, and Last of Us 2 can come after that, and it would make sense. Is that okay?
See, now that's where it gets iffy.
That's what I'm saying, because like I
Because-
don't think it's okay still.
I don't.
But
Yeah,
at
I
the
don't-
same time, I wouldn't be as mad.
Yeah,
if
that's
that
why
makes sense.
that's why I said it's gonna be much more differently experienced because
Yeah.
it's not gonna be as impactful as what we have noticed.
and we're
by
not trying
playing
to
the original
gatekeep Last
Yeah,
of Us.
We're not.
It's a technical thing.
It's
Right,
also
'cause-
not any of our fucking business
Right.
if they make that,
'Cause,
because
like-
we don't. At the end of the day, everyone's gonna buy it.
Yeah,
That-
they're
no
going
matter
to.
what, everyone's gonna buy
Yeah.
the remake and
Yeah.
play the fuck out of it. And no matter how mad these people are,
Mm-hmm.
it's still gonna happen. It's gonna be considered to be canon, because that's the way that Sony's gonna work it out. Because now Final Fantasy VII remake is
Mm-hmm. Right.
canon. So at the end of the day, while it's getting rid of something that we hold dear and love closely, we have no fucking say.
Right.
Of course,
Which
not.
is crazy.
I
done,
think
yeah.
I think Final Fantasy though earned its right to be remade. Like
But this,
Yeah.
is, this is the just to build off of yours. The reason why I say that is because the story was finished. So in 2005, August 31st, 2005, Advent Children came out, and Advent Children was a movie that kind of sort of took the hero's perspective and shut it close. It was finished. Like you have this huge
Cloud,
heroes,
right?
like
Cloud
Cloud,
specifically?
yeah.
Okay.
So like you have Cloud's story, which
it's
was
just-
the point of view of how everything went. So if you played the original Final Fantasy, the whole story is pretty much focused on this is what Cloud had experiences during the time of Final Fantasy VII 1998. Now, they gave you bits of stories of how that got twisted and certain little like loose ends that left in the game with Before Crisis. They added more story. That was a prequel. Then they had Crisis Core, which added the biggest like piece of the story of like what happened to Cloud and why was he crazy, and he was emulating somebody who he wasn't. So that was one of the biggest loose ends that people were like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
And they added in the big boy Zack.
But now none of that matters, though.
No. That's the thing. None of that matters to the new game.
Okay.
The reason being is because each of those stories have their culminating end. Crisis Core, you follow the point of view of Zack, which Zack was a story that was created off of Cloud. So you have Zack the hero in Crisis Core, which includes Before Crisis. That story ends in 2002 when that game came out. Then you had Cloud's story, which started in 1998. Continued on as a prequel with Crisis Core, adding those bits and pieces of story that you didn't get. And then they culminate in Cloud's story with Advent Children in 2005. So the basic Final Fantasy VII story was finished. Meaning that there was nothing else that they could technically give you that would add any other story unless they made new content.
To add to that, Final Fantasy VII has come out, been remastered 8,000 times across different platforms for 20 years. And they pretty much milked that game. There's been spin-offs. There's been cameos. Cloud is in like mad other games that has nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
Smash Brothers got added in 2018. Kingdom Hearts.
Cloud was in fucking Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yep.
Like they've milked that cow so much to the point where over 20 years to a remaster, even to the people who are loyal to that version, even those
that milk
people
is butter.
Well, the thing,
exactly. But the people who were in love with the 98 version and have loved it as that's the classic that came out in 98, even we were welcoming the remaster. Like, we've seen every facet that this had to give us.
And the thing is that the developers who worked on the original 1998 and the director, it's actually the one that's remastering the story to what we're usually seeing. So the envision of the story that he had with the limited technology of 1998 and PlayStation 1 during the time that Square was literally about to die. Because Square and Enix were two different companies and they were both working on a game. Both companies, dev companies, were dying. They finally got to Sony when Nintendo ended up saying shoo to those two companies because they were like, hey, your game is probably not going to do well on Nintendo. Bye. So they left two big dev companies at the time just almost die off.
That's because Nintendo didn't want to have a disc. They wanted to stick with cartridge.
Right.
And Sony was like, Square was like, our game doesn't work on cartridge.
Yeah. So Sony took them in and then literally went, let's mash those two together. Yeah. And then that's how, and Final Fantasy VII literally gave Square Enix the name, live, and the money to continue on and make all these Final Fantasies. So they milked the living crap out of him and add them in anything.
And to also add another opinion to the email, I think a remaster, this kind of even defends the new Last of Us a little bit in a way. Like a remaster works more also because if they do this might change it. If the gameplay is totally different, like Final Fantasy VII Remake is an action RPG instead of a turn-based
RPG,
which added a whole different element, that made me personally like, okay, I want to experience it in this way. Yeah. I've experienced it that way a million times. But so if they come out with Last of Us Remake, and it's like just a completely, if it's not a third-person like adventure game,
it's adventure game.
Like if it's just something different. It's like, okay, depending on how you deliver that, it could be taken a little better.
Yeah. But
that's the only defense I'll give it because you're still, to me, fucking up the current storyline.
Yeah, the storyline, you're fucking it up.
Unless like they came out and specifically said Last of Us 2 is it, and that's the end of the story.
That changes
that changes everything.
Because then the story's ended. Yeah. Then you have nothing else but to rewrite content. Yeah.
The thing is, like, it's a gray area with remakes, I feel, and that's the thing. Like, even though they don't give a fuck what we think, because like we could think that it's the worst thing in the world, but we'll still buy it at the end of the day, and they'll still make it. They'll still make millions of dollars, so that's fine. what game would you like to see remade? I'll push it further from that. Like if you were
As
to
a
take,
remake or a remaster?
as a remake, like remake from
As a
what it
full
was
remake?
to something completely new and different. For me, it would be the old Spider-Man games on PS1 to remake them to be what the Insomniac games are now.
That'd be fire.
That would
Because
be
like
fire.
those stories and all of the stuff that's inside of those are fucking great. And like they're a good time, and like it has like all of these Spider-Man villains. Like it's so much fun to make your way through this world. And like while it'd be a lot different because, you know, at least in the first game, it's more like you're limited to where you can go, and like you can't go down in the
Right.
city because like the gas,
The
which was a
gas,
very
yeah.
good story element
Yeah.
to make it so it wasn't an open world.
Yep.
Right.
But like you can do that, and like even if you give it to Insomniac, which you don't have to, but if you
In a
remake,
perfect world.
in a perfect world, you give it to Insomniac, then they use their already renders of New York City and like just add smoke
Add
effects
that to
and
it,
then
yeah.
build like little levels that you have to progress through
Right.
in that same style, and that'd be so much fun. Like just
think that
being
would
able
be
to
fire.
remake and play those games again, and it wouldn't be connected to the Insomniac
current
universe.
one, yeah.
But it
Just
would
a side game, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a side game and it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But like I feel like it works with that because it makes sense with like Spider-Man, because you have like the comics where it's like the Amazing Spider-Man, the
Right.
Spectacular
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
you have culminating stories where
But
like
none
they
of them
end.
are
Yeah.
like connected. Like
Correct.
they're the same person in the same universe, but they're not connected, and they don't influence each other.
Yeah.
Which is it's something that could work. With Last of Us, it's almost like give me a different character then.
Yeah, I want a
Give me a
completely
different point of story.
Yeah, I want a story
Different
from
point of view,
someone
yeah.
else that was in the game that we probably overlooked, and now they have their
Yeah.
own story going. I would
Yeah.
love that.
That's
That'd be
what
great.
That's what I was mentioning when like this whole thing we were talking about it beforehand off mic. Like I mentioned, I was like, the only thing that they could technically remaster everything is if they give us the Firefly's point of view.
Either that or just make it you create your own character.
Yeah.
Create your own character in the Last of Us world, and then you choose from like let's
What
do it
path to take.
cyberpunk style. You choose from 3 different factions. You can be a Firefly, you can just be a survivor, or let's just say military police for just fucking sake of argument. And then you work your way through your story in the Last of Us world, and like the stuff that's going on with like Joel and Ellie happen,
still going on
and
while
you,
you're
you
playing.
can see that affect your story. Like say like I don't know, you're at the Firefly camp where like she's just murdering everyone.
Yep.
And like you're just oh fuck, like I gotta hide, or like
Yeah.
oh I
Yeah.
gotta try and take this girl out, but you're just a second too late. Like like in Last of Us 2, spoiler alert, when you fall down into the area where all the gas
Oh, yeah,
is,
yeah.
Right.
and like you're chasing after the one chick, and like obviously you're Ellie, so you can breathe the shit, and like she's like how are you okay, and like she's like about to turn blah blah blah, and then she
Right.
starts super torturing. Oh great scene.
Yo, that was
Super
a great
great.
scene.
But
Super
like
dope.
if they did that from the point of view as you're chasing Ellie so that the chick doesn't get caught.
yeah.
And like you're trying to make sure that Ellie doesn't get to her, but like, oh, you can't go down there because the spores are there.
Yeah.
Like shit like that,
That would be nice.
would be a whole entire different experience,
Right.
which would be great. But yeah, what would your games be? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
No, no,
here.
no, no. I was thinking as you were talking.
I have mine because mine is
All right,
literally
you
beating
go.
off the dead horse. Like not beating off the dead horse, but beating on
Legends
the
of
dead
the
horse.
Dragoon.
Jesus.
Whoa! No,
It's-
no, no, no. I forget. Mine is
Yeah,
beating off the dead horse.
Yeah. No, I meant beating on the dead horse. There you go.
That's even worse.
I'm like,
That's yeah. You know what? Just
It's just beating a dead horse. It's beating a dead horse. That's
There
what
you
it
go.
is.
Thank
Because
you.
if you're beating off or
Off,
on,
on.
both are bad and a crime
And four
in
dead
most
horse.
states.
No, I don't even want to like talk about the remake. I just want to just sit here and
What do you
die.
just want to like play
No, I'm not-
Spirit the game?
No, Spirit the game.
Oh, God.
No, so I think I like beating the dead horse. For me, would be Legends of the Dragoons. Like,
yeah, I knew it.
like,
I literally
I've-
fucking said it. I said
I'm gonna scream that to the heavens until Square finds some sort of smidget of data
Sony.
somewhere.
That was a Sony
yeah, that was a
Entertainment
Sony.
game.
So
That wasn't Square.
Like if Sony were to find a smidget of data somewhere in a floppy disk underneath somebody's desk,
What's
that's
a
keeping
floppy
it
disk?
even, like. I would want
Take
them
out
to
the
remake that
child.
game, and not only
fucking
that,
know, G.
and not only that, Sony, if you do, please do not give it to Naughty Dog. Give it to Square. And please let fucking...
Give it to Insomniac.
But see,
Even
that's-
Insomniac. I would let Insomniac
but
do
that's
it.
the interesting thing I'd like to see Naughty Dog do instead of them. They keep sending them back to the
Send them
same
back to the
games.
same shit, yeah.
Now, I would love to see
All right.
how Naughty Dog tackled a turn-based
You know what?
RPG.
Give
Yeah.
it to Respawn.
Give everything to
Daddy
Respawn.
Give it to
Respawn.
Respawn.
We
Fuck
love
it.
you, Respawn.
I'll let Respawn do it. They would do a great fucking move on that.
We walk into the
I will beat on their dead horse.
I would.
100%.
I would.
Respawn, I
Yeah,
will beat on you.
we walk into the Respawn office like, you guys should do this turn-based old RPG. Like we don't do turn, we just do it. You're
Yeah,
Respawn.
just do it.
Make
Yeah.
everything.
But you're Respawn.
They probably like, exactly.
Yeah. No, but I
I'll
really
beat your horse.
In that case,
And that,
That's my horse.
Do it. Just break
Shout out
its
to Ed,
legs.
Ed, and Eddie.
Oh, jeez.
I left
That's my horse.
I left my horse in that Titan over there. Go.
Yeah, man. Dude, imagine that if we get Titanfall 3 and you're
the
playing as a
horses.
horse.
Just
funny.
galloping with machine guns on the side.
Yeah,
of
you
it.
just gallop, you got machine guns, and you
You
call
can
in your
wall
Titan,
jump
and
off.
you're just like fucking like
Yeah, right.
galloping as a giant robot. Fuck yeah.
But like,
Respawn,
Zo-
hire
Zoids-
us, maybe.
Zoids, we need your help.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I would say this a million times. It's
Yeah.
gonna be Legends of Dragoons.
Hell yeah.
That's one game, like on par with Final Fantasy that deserves a remake due to the fact that that game was cut down a lot.
Yeah.
So that game's story, when they first started developing, that game was supposed to be a 7.5 discs long PlayStation 1 game.
Fuck that.
Ain't nobody playing that shit. Even as a kid, I'm like,
But
no.
the reason why it was gonna be that long is because of the way the story had depicted the scene. It was gonna be that much data they needed to put those games in it.
But that's just too
So,
much for a fucking turn-based game,
But
bro.
the thing was, it was the same with Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was supposed to be originally a 180-hour game.
I swear
which
you
was-
about like 180 discs.
which was
I'm like, get
just like
the-
turning
No,
your old CD
yeah.
collection from
Which
like,
was-
your car in your glove compartment.
Yeah.
And it's just all Final Fantasy.
which had to be cut down a lot. They had to
sell
cut
it
it
to
down
you
to
in a
about
binder.
45 hours. They cut it down to about 45 hours. And like I said, the remake, the director, is the same one from before. And he said a lot of the stuff that you're experiencing in the remakes is stuff that they had to cut from the original story.
And that's cool.
And that's why we all received it in, because it's like, it's not just a new vision of you within the story, is you're giving us the stuff that you couldn't show us before.
True.
So now we're getting a different light on something that was already there. And you're just giving us the full picture instead of letting us, quote unquote, imagine it
Yeah.
from, fucking 16-bit polygons and 32-bit polygons. So
Hell
it's
yeah.
like, now you're giving it, like, your all. So it's
You're
like
giving it the
that-
horse you're on.
Yeah, yeah, the horse, the
Giving
whole
the
time.
horse your all.
So I think Legends of the Groom will lend itself to be a great game if it was
Peter
remastered.
fucking emails us.
I know. my
Horses.
my horses. My game is kind of. I've
Def
said
Jam.
it. Of course,
Def Jam.
Def Jam. But people do want that.
Yeah,
With
I wouldn't.
this-
I
There's so
be
many new
interesting
artists now that
Yeah.
it would be completely different roster. But
Who would you think would be the best character in a Def Jam right now? Like, as a funny meme.
Drake. Just because
He's
he's
just crying the whole time.
yeah, just because they
Texting
make
little
him
girls and shit.
I want Jay-Z in it.
Jay-Z will never. That would be crazy.
His side character is
Jay-Z's
Beyonce.
Jay-Z would have to be like the boss.
Yeah,
but,
right.
but Drake would be the best. They'd make him so OP.
Yeah.
Just because he's the most famous rapper. Because if I was Drake, I'm like, I have to have all the stats.
Yep. And he takes the only drawback is for like his scenes animation for whenever he does an attack is he has to cry between each move.
I dig that. Will Smith would be dope in it. And then
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of his moves would be like different variations of him from filmography.
Yo,
It'd
that
be
would
like
be
Men in
dope.
Black Will Smith, and you get Fresh Prince Will
He would have
Smith.
so many
Gemini
different
Man,
suits. That would
Phil
be great.
Sprints, yeah.
Yeah.
His suits would like he'd have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
I kind of want this game now.
Yeah.
So you're changing your answer.
My answer was going to be I think I've said it a million times too. I want modern Mario RPG.
Oh yeah.
Like I want the new age, like make a Switch super souped up graphics version. It doesn't even, this could even be a remaster to me, but I feel like you put it out now, it has to be a remake
A
because of
remake,
how
yeah.
games have changed. But I
It
would
be
love
like
a
on the
modern
Odyssey
version.
engine more. Like we'd be like more playing like Odyssey, but the same thing, kind of.
Yeah, if they made it an action game like Mario Odyssey is,
I think it would lose his luster a little bit though.
I don't. They would have to at least remaster the original first
Yeah.
and then put that out.
Yeah, because the thing about Mario is like Mario was already an actually moving game, and the RPG was very much a turn based, but it was fun. Like the story itself was compelling. and
It was
great.
such a great mashup of Mario, like a regular action Mario game, too, while also making it a turn-based
Yeah.
RPG.
As long as he gets 7 swords as a combo.
Fuck you up.
Can you imagine Mario 7 swords?
But I mean, I've always wanted them to remake. They tried and it failed horribly. We just talked about this too with each other. But Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
But they made that Star Fox for Wii U, which was supposed to be that,
Which was
but it was all
sad.
motion controls and terrible.
Sad. It's a sad game.
Big sads all around.
Yep.
I don't know. I think that's the only two that sprung to mind. I want to throw a curveball in this sense. I would love a quote unquote a demake. I would love like Ocarina of Time, but make it top down, Link to the Past style. Same
shit.
story, but now it's an overhead action RPG and not a 3D,
3D.
third person action adventure.
I
game.
think those are cool. I like when they do that sort of thing.
Like when they were
I think-
making it could happen like with Breath of the Wild. When they're
yeah.
making it, they used NES overhead Zelda 1
visuals, yeah.
visuals to show people how the physics worked. I was like, yo, make a
That.
version of this game
Make
that's
that.
that.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
But
I would,
think
like,
the-
I would like for devs to actually have some time to like have fun with their development. That's the thing. It's like the thing is the focus is so much into money.
Yeah.
Where like, hey, whatever we put in should be what we get out, and it's like a lot of devs don't get time to develop something that's fun for them. It's something that's fun for the boss. And I think that's what's killing a lot of that creativity of having like hey, let's make a demake that's a lower res but the same story.
Yeah.
For like mobile. Fuck it. You know, that would be something fun.
Yeah. But thank you for the question. We will make our way through the rest of them as the weeks go on, as a little bit of a backlog. But we will return to a frequent question asker, Mr. Lucas Gerhardt. He's been on the live podcast once or twice. He picked us up with a new question that he picked up Mario Odyssey, similar to me. I think it was because I told him to buy the damn game because it's that damn good. But he picked it up back when it was on sale, and he's loving it so far. But his only gripe, which is similar to me, is that for some of the moves, your only option is to use the motion control, and there is no button combo for like the hat movements and whatnot like that, which I 100% agree with. Sucks ass. He wants to know how we feel about the games that require you to use the motion control, like Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, for some of the shrines that you have to like
Like
do,
swivel
Yeah.
around that switch.
yeah, which I found those to be slightly easy when I was playing, but that just might be me. And here's some of his experiences below that he wrote. For Mario, he'd prefer a button combo for some of the moves, but realistically, he doesn't know how that would work out. And then for Breath of the Wild, with the shrines, they could have definitely just been smoother, or the default location of the thing you're motion controlling could have been more accurate to how you typically hold a switch. And then he said, in quotes, maybe I'm just bad at those shrines, but I'm twisting the switch all sorts of dumb ways to get it to work. But
was a
I
good time.
agree wholeheartedly with that, because like I think I was watching, I think it was like Video Game Donkey, like when he would do like all of his Mario videos for Odyssey.
He's a fucking pro.
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
shit.
and
He's
pro at
killing
that,
shit.
yeah.
He's doing shit that 100% requires you to use motion control. And I'm like, how the fuck is this man doing this? Because like it looks like insane. And I'm over here like, I didn't know that you could do a ground pound into a roll.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that. I didn't know you could throw your hat and then dive at the hat and then bounce off the
Yeah.
hat and then throw it
Oh
again.
man,
like,
that got me
Yeah.
through that game doing that.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So and then I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm just like fucking throwing my Joy-Cons like a wacky waving inflatable Toon Man, and like don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
For all
Right.
the listeners out there, Chris is just sitting here
Yeah,
wiggling
yeah.
his arms around.
Just fucking dislocating all of the shoulders. Elbows don't
All two of
exist. You know,
Oh, no.
bones are jelly. You ever seen Harry Potter where it goes?
Oh,
Like that,
no.
That's my arms.
Bones are jelly.
Put that
Put
on
on
a
a
shirt.
t-shirt. Yeah. But yeah, like it's a bad time. And then in Breath of the Wild, I had like a little bit of an easier time because like I knew the trick where you could like turn it upside down for some of
Right.
them, and that worked out a lot. Like there was
Yeah.
one where it kept dropping down into a maze, and if you flip your switch upside
that's
down,
the
it
one.
was just flat.
Yeah, or flat. Yeah.
And
That's
then
the
you
one-
could just
that's how I got
roll it.
through that one.
Yeah. Well, the funny part was like I then went to because there's a chest that you have to get up to, And I was like, how the fuck do I do this? And I like fucking angled it perfect. Dude, it was a bitch. It was a fucking bitch.
It's a bitch, but you feel like a genius when you do it.
Yeah.
There was one. What was the one shrine that I felt like a genius? I think it was flooded. It was in the Twitch chat when I was doing it, and it was like there was a bunch of torches on these cubes, and you would hit the thing, they would rotate.
I remember that because I came in and you were like, you just missed the most genius thing.
Yeah, because flooded's like, this is the biggest bitch of a fucking thing, and I'm like, okay, so I hop into it and I literally just like whack the thing a couple times. I'm like, maybe thinking geometry, and then I do it first try, and I'm like, bruh, I'm a fucking genius. 10,000 IQ.
But I like games that do that. They make you feel good about. They reward you with that.
Yeah. But yeah, the motion controls in Mario are stupid. In my like straight up, it's like, what if I want to play it just handheld? I don't want to fucking yeet my whole fucking Switch, you know? Yeah. I don't have the fucking wrist like grapple things on me while I'm holding the Switch.
Right.
So if I fucking go to yeet the hat forward or upwards, who's to say it? My Switch is not in the ceiling, you know,
impaled into the ceiling.
Yeah.
I think the only times that I've ever had like a gripe with motion controls was like when we were having like stupid fun with Mario Party.
When we
were doing that cube thing. No, when we were doing that cube thing,
we
were
were
like,
easy with that.
We went easy on that, but like there was so many times where you're trying to actually figure out the motion control, and you're like flipping the Switch Minicon in like a million different ways to get that cube to line up, and you're like, no, it's just not working.
Dude,
and
I
you were
literally
at
just
one point you were
throwing it
like
up in the air
you
like
were
a
like
fucking
shaking
pizza,
it,
doing whatever
whacking
till it
it.
works.
Just tossing it up, you know, like Mario style.
I think motion controls definitely need a looked at whenever they do stuff like that.
I think they just need to get the fuck rid of them in like those type of games.
Yeah, I mean, some games are fun. Like when I played Legend, what is it? Tales of Legendia, I think it was for the Wii.
The fuck is that?
It was an RPG game, Legend
What's the Wii? Tom, you can't talk about the Wii as if it's not going to be
has
motion
controls.
No,
That's
I
the
know,
thing.
but like I'm talking about Switch. Like Switch is
Like
bullshit.
the Switch
with
motion controls, they're not
bullshit.
they're not good in certain ones. Like I've played Punch Out. Not Punch Out, that like bowing
Arms.
punch or whatever, arms, yeah. I play that, and it's actually fairly smooth when you use games like that. Like games that are made for motion control are
If they're
smooth.
made for that, then that's a different thing.
Right.
But
And
like
that's-
Mario Odyssey for
they
throwing
shoehorn
your
it in.
fucking
Yeah.
hat.
They throw it in there for fun now.
You know?
That's it.
But
I
that
feel
hat
like that.
throw bounce off thing, you don't need motion control for
Yeah.
that.
I know, but it's just like all the different hat
And
things.
the
Like you have to spin it around your body. You literally have to do this, or else you can't do it any
No,
other
you
way.
don't.
No, you
if you,
just
if
hit
you
the-
rotate the joystick
the
and throw it,
joystick
it'll
and
go
throw it.
around.
It did
It'll
not
go
do
around.
that when I tried to do it.
Yeah, you have to
it
time
did
it
not.
just right.
I'm telling you,
It did not.
Yeah,
I'm
You
not
have-
saying it didn't.
All right,
I'm not
you-
saying it did, but
all
I
right.
can show you how it works.
You have to actually be spinning and
hate
then
it.
throw the hat when you do.
I hate it. That's dumb.
So,
It's
yeah.
dumb, and it should
Some-
be.
some of
they
these
should
are
feel
good,
bad for
but-
that. Luigi's better.
Luigi had motion control too.
Luigi's Odyssey.
What did Luigi have motion control?
On the Switch,
What, Luigi's Mansion?
Luigi's Mansion.
What
Yeah.
did it have motion
Whenever
control?
if you're playing with the Joy-Cons separate from each other,
Mm-hmm.
you can like move one arm up and it'll move your little suction vacuum thing up and down. So like you had motion where you can just hit the button and then move your arm around like like a whacking inflatable tube man, and like your vacuum will move around without you having to take away from actually moving your character back and forth.
Wacky
So you can do
inflatable two man, come on the show.
That's what I got.
So it was fun. It's fun because you can do two things at once. So if you're like able, you can
Yeah.
move your vacuum and still move Luigi
That
at the
makes
same time.
sense though. Like it.
Yeah, but that was just something that was shoot in. Because
But
if
it
you have
made
it locked in, you can
sense.
still do it too.
It made because you're aiming a thing at a thing.
Yeah.
You're not yeeting your fucking arms up in the air to launch a hat for like a half a second to spin around in the air.
True.
Like
Yeah.
that's just like, come on, bro. Just make me hold like a button and then throw it, and then we're good. That's
That's
it.
what, I wish the Switch had what the PS Vita had, where like they had that back pad that you can use for it was a touchpad in the back of the PS Vita that you can use as a mouse.
You just
And-
want a scuff controller with those two extra.
I'm about to say,
on the
I
back.
think there is
And
a
it
PlayStation Switch Pro controller that has
that
back
has
buttons.
that back buttons.
But
yeah.
I don't think it operates the
No, no,
exact
no,
same
I
way.
mean, the thing about the Vita was it had like an actual touchscreen pad, like
Yeah.
kind of like how the PlayStation has that little mouse pad on the front.
Yeah.
It had that, but it was on the
the
back.
back.
of the whole thing.
I like that.
And you could do certain stuff like that. Like there was there was a JRPG in that game that you could use, and you would like it was very much like a Mario JRPG type deal, where you would have like a sword and you can throw your sword but control it. So the way they had it was whenever you threw the sword, the character would switch focus or the camera. It would focus on the sword, and you can use the back pad to move the sword around and attack creatures.
I dig that. That's cool.
I would say that would have been so much cool if you had the switch with that, where instead of just flicking your Joy-Con, you could do that where you just throw the hat and then control it with the back pad.
Yeah.
And it would just be fun. Like, I think that would
I mean,
be
if you play
a lot
2
more
players,
fun.
you can have somebody just control
I'm
it.
Control
almost
the hat,
tempted to
yeah.
just like say that I'm playing 2 players and just like control the hat with my other fucking Joy-Con.
You can.
Yeah.
I think I saw a video of somebody who had both Joy-Cons and was
Yeah.
one he was controlling the hat and Mario. I'm like, how the fuck
I
are
don't
you
know.
doing
They
that?
had 4 brains. Cause
Yeah, like
honestly,
I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to do
It's
it.
like watching what's his name from the director for Smash Brothers when he's fighting himself and he's using 2 remotes.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you doing that?
Yo, the way he plays that shit on those streams, I'm like, yo, you did make this game.
Yeah, like,
'Cause how the fuck?
How did you play both Smash Brothers characters and fighting yourself with the Smash Brothers
Yeah,
character?
he got
Like,
that shit, man.
so,
But yeah, man.
that was
I
a
mean,
good question.
It's a great question. It's been a fucking great episode.
Yeah,
It has
firing
Now
all
that we're
cylinders.
back.
This is a good like comeback
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, man, for sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's been
What
a good
else?
time. Thank you for the 2 people to send us questions. We very much, very, very, very much appreciate it. We will be making our way through that list of questions as the weeks go by.
Yep.
For Miss Anna, who has sent us multiple questions and is binging the show as if it is The Last of Us. Not what's the show that's on fucking Netflix that people like with 11 in it?
11.
Yeah, the Millie Bobby Brown. And like she's like a telepath and bleeds from her nose and likes Eggo waffles and shit.
I don't remember. I know what
Stranger
you're talking about.
Things?
That one, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Binging the show like it's Stranger Things, we appreciate it. But other than that, you can reach out to us at savebeforequitting, spelled with the letter B, the number 4, at Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on Instagram. And also shoot us an email at savebeforequitting, fully spelled out, with all your questions, concerns, and insults to our character. But yeah, other than that, what else do we have to say, boys? Oh, wait, we have to announce the video. We're going to do another live stream podcast.
That's important.
We decided
that's
that
important.
literally in this episode and forgot about it because
It's not
Sony's
something
assholes.
it's new. It's a new thing.
Yeah,
new
it's a
thing.
new thing.
But we're doing that. We're gonna do the next one on the 1st
Of May.
of
May,
May
yep.
on a Saturday. So if you'd like to be included on that live stream, let us know. Shoot us an email and see you got a question for the thing, and we'll send you the details. We'll pick a time later, probably next week or so. That we're all
Yeah.
free,
On the next episode, you'll probably get a
Yeah.
time.
and we'll advertise the fuck out of it. Probably
You'll see it on all social
Yeah.
medias.
And it'll pretty much just be we'll send you a link to join the call.
Yep.
You'll join the call, ask the question like before. If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch episode 24.
No.
It was 24. Yes, it
It had to
was.
be 24.
So-
Yeah.
Because
24.
25 are recorded later on Zoom. Yes, because Ant's vacation. Go listen to episode 24.
24, yes,
watch it
yes.
on YouTube. That's the best way to watch it, to see what we're talking about. We bring you on the live stream. You ask us a question, then give us your opinion on your hot takes live on the air, and then we release that as the next week's podcast. It'll be a fun time. We won't have cake, but buy cake, and then we'll have a good time together. All right.
It was 25.
It was
25.
The one that we had people
Yeah,
on.
Yeah,
see,
that was
that's what I
24.
saying. No, 25. Episode 25, guys. Episode 25.
It was 25.
Me and
Can you
Chris
just edit,
have
like,
been
all
wrong.
the times
Nico
I
has
said-
been killing us this,
Oh
my
this
God.
episode.
Just edit every single time that I said 24 and just be like,
25. 25.
just like input that.
This is
there.
episode 25.
But yeah, other than that goof that I just had and Nico being right yet again, play Def Jam on GameCube.
Yes.
Play it on GameCube.
On
please.
GameCube because it's cheaper than the PlayStation 2.
Play
So if
the-
you find it,
play the
get the
neutered
GameCube.
version on
Yeah.
GameCube.
Yeah.
Where you
Where
can hear all of
DMX
your
is
favorite
heavily
rappers say,
censored. What?
Mario!
Where you
so-
can unlock Mario to give Method Man a headlock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is so bad.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than
yeah.
that, you can do one last thing, and that is to save before quitting.
Save before quitting.
Beat your horses off. I mean, save before quitting.
I mean, if that's what you call beating your horse off, Nico, I gotta save before quitting.
I
I'm
always gotta
jealous of this
save
man. He's
before
got a fucking
quitting.
horse.
This horse is living the
That's
life.
why I'm
And the
fucking
horse is in the
single.
back.
I don't got a horse. And the fucking show.
And the shit.